3, 2, 1.
Yo, we got your back when you driving to work or driving home. If you on a plane or you at the gym or you home alone, all you gotta do to listen to the shows, turn on your phone. Two Ugly Nerds podcast, tell you what's going on. This is the podcast.
Eric is ugly and would not judge anybody else.
There's no other insult.
When did you learn that you were ugly?
Two Ugly Nerds podcast.
Welcome to the
What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Two Ugly Nerds podcast. Thanks for the Black Nerd community. I am your host, Derek the Podcast Guy. Actually, I got my shirt today.
Nightwing has returned.
You can see Nightwing has come back to the pod. This is the shirt from Ian's wedding. So if you ever want in,
He said it is?
like, come on,
No,
bro.
I don't know.
At
Man.
least-
you might have other Nightwing shorts. I don't know.
Oh, well, that's fair. That's fair. But this
One.
is the specific Nightwing
Okay.
shirt from Ian's wedding. So the fact that I was allowed to wear a Nightwing shirt at Ian's wedding should tell you something about why we do a podcast called Two Ugly Nerds. All right. Okay. Also always we are still in this damn setup. Also always joined.
I was going to mention it. I was like, hey, do you want to change it before we start? Or
Doesn't matter. Fuck it. I don't know what changed. But
You're
Ian
always
gets here
on-
last now. I don't know what happened. Wait, yeah, no, I do know what changed. Ian had a kid. That's what changed. Ian gets here last, and now Ian's on the bottom, and it's fine. It's fine. Anyways, always joined by Ian Berserk Music, audio engineer / super producer. He's here for y'all.
here for y'all.
Here for y'all. He's pointing at y'all, let you know.
Benevolent.
The father, dad himself. How you feeling today, bro? You good? Feeling more like a father? You have any more poop stories? Been pissed in the mouth yet?
No, we got that under control.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got that locked down real quick.
He had one time.
we expert now. We
So I know you knew this place, but ain't gonna fly.
Yeah, we figured some stuff out. I mean, I'm not gonna say that it's not gonna happen in the future.
I was like,
but,
hey,
know,
bro,
he might pull a fast one on me, but
he might catch you slipping one day. You like, nah, I got this. You think you doing it one-handed, and then you slip, and he like, got this nigga.
yeah.
His
He
cannon.
might be a joke. He might be a jokester. Never know. You never know, man.
Think
I
the
think we
kids
put
don't
his,
know what they doing. They know.
Personality trait
put
showing
his,
early on.
He got
Putting
it.
his
Good.
diaper off to the side, he might just reach over and grab it and throw it at me.
He gets aware, like, oh
That
wait,
dirty
man,
diaper,
nice to
man. I
meet
was
you,
like,
bro.
come on, son.
Oh man.
I had to swing on somebody.
Nah.
oh no.
That's
Run my fade right now.
facts. Just wait till you get older, though, right? You know, all right, man. What if he end up taller than Ian? What if he got?
Oh, I think he will be.
What if he got a recessive trait that just got him shooting over?
Hey,
the
No, I think he might be taller than me.
That
That
could
would
happen.
I would love for that to be the case.
Hey man, this boy Ian gonna be the short dad with the NBA son, man.
Yeah.
What's up.
All right. Hey, that's
I'm
that's a
down.
dream
He's
right
like,
there,
hey,
man.
that's
All
a
right.
cheering.
That's a net dub right there.
Shoot,
You
man.
know how many tall couples be so upset? Like, yo, how short
When they
niggas get the
sudden-
NBA kid?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Ian gonna have a 6'5" kid, man. You gonna be the next Kevin Durant. You know?
Oh man.
That would be it, man. That would be something.
Yeah.
man.
We praying for a tall one, man.
That would be something. Nah, man. That's dope. That's dope. Also, always joined by Geronimo, Mr. Nintendo.
Back again.
And say you don't have enough adjectives, but
I don't know. I gotta do more of the things.
Nah, man, you do a lot of
drop
things.
god,
I'm getting the,
drop
Yeah,
god,
the
god,
drop
I'm
god,
getting
man.
the drop guy. Oh, yeah, true. Man, and shoot.
the drop.
I just
that's for sure.
I just be me. That's all.
Fact,
I can wake up and only be me. I'm getting the eye exam done this weekend coming up Saturday.
You getting LASIK?
basic, bro.
No, just
Like a
just
laser
eye
eye?
exam, new prescription. I haven't done in a couple of years. So I'll be getting some new glasses in July.
Okay,
finally.
Oh,
After
you
years.
draw.
For real, it is time. It is time.
Oh,
It is
Okay.
time.
drug in
No-
new glasses.
No more of these joints. Oh, these will be some nice emergency backups. But
Oh, drug
Okay.
in new glasses, dog.
yes,
You're gonna
sir.
be too wavy for the podcast, bro.
Yeah,
Yes,
man.
sir.
You're gonna be like, hey, I
That's the
can't even be on no
plan.
shit called Too Ugly Nothing, bro. I can't even be with
I'm
that.
trying to get two pairs.
You
I
see
might-
these new glasses,
Yeah,
nigga?
too
I'm
big
like,
over here,
nigga,
man.
I might
Come
fuck
on,
around.
man.
I might fuck around and get prescription shades. Maybe depends on what they got. I don't know. I gotta look
you got to
around.
get you a pair though. I always tell people. Well, I say this: Get you a new pair of glasses just so you can have like
Oh,
some
yeah, of
updated
course.
joints that fit your style. Your
Mhm.
2021 style. Get some
Yes,
other.
sir.
But if your insurance cover like an extra pair or something, or they still cover something extra, and you don't do contacts, prescription sunglasses are the best shit you can ever have with you, bro. You just pull them. Like, because me personally, I never liked the transition joints. I just
I
didn't
like
like.
transitions. No, I mean, I still
It
do.
wasn't for me. It wasn't for me.
I understand though. Yeah, because it's not. It's like it doesn't. At least only when you get in like the first couple of years or something, depending how much you're outside. The darkness, it can be close to like sunglass darker lens, but then when it lightens up, it might take a bit of time. It just depends. So no, I definitely feel
they ain't never developed it far enough. Like they just needed to make it more.
I mean, granted, these glasses are from when I get these
2011.
That's funny because that's scarily close. But no, I think it's oh Lord. But no, I think it's either 2012 or 2014. It's actually kind of
I think the fans watching, man.
They'd be like, oh, what year? 20.
Let us look in our database. Gerard, you bought those.
Pinpoint where he went.
They costed.
Yeah. Lens crafters. Do you remember that? Okay.
Okay, so I'm not gonna that's other history, but that's not 2012.
Stop.
But anyway, that's upcoming life things for me, I guess. I gotta look into.
You don't have any kids, then?
No.
You gotta check nowadays, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man,
nah. No.
That'll be something. I'll be like, well, just sell most of my games and just hang up the hobby. I'm gonna go full Game Pass and just not spend a dime ever again.
Bro, I really want
$2 a month for video games.
Yeah, bro.
Even if I had Ratchet and Clank, I don't know if I'd be able to even play the damn thing.
Right.
I play that shit, man.
Right.
Go log into my account, nigga. You got time to play it.
Switch might come more clutch than before. Maybe.
Yeah, that shit is so good.
Try and get some Mario Kart 8 time in.
I will. I'll say that before we get into our intro topic. I don't want to beat that game, bro. It's one of them that I'm just like, man, I don't want to finish.
It's too good.
Too good. That's how I was with Ghosts, man.
Yeah, once I got to where I was like Colton Con or whatever, I was like, all right, let me just romp in here.
Does Ghost have like I guess like it don't got no cheats or anything in it that you can unlock and stuff?
No, that's not no. You pretty much get everything just in the game.
Yeah.
They had like one update where they added some more of the armor dyes, like the colors you can change your stuff.
Oh yeah, okay.
And they had like a new NPC to like for something in the overworld that helped. But overall, nah. Like 99% of the stuff you just get in the game, like just on the island.
See, the problem with Ratchet and Clank is I'm already at the point where I've found so many of all the gold bolts that you find are basically unlockables throughout the game. So they're little things. Most of them are little things like you can change what Ratchet's wrench looks like or what Rivet's hammer looks like. You can make it look like something different.
Cosmetics.
Yeah, there's mostly cosmetic stuff. You can just change those stuff. There's one where you can make them have big or little heads. That's really hilarious.
Oh, big head mode. Oh man.
Yeah, they have big head and tiny head mode.
That was back in I remember Jack had that too.
Oh, Jack had it too, yes.
Big head mode is classic, man. That's like one of the best cheat code things. This is funny. It's always funny.
Oh, and they have games, they have filters basically. So you can make it look you're playing on like old TVs or in different hues and
do they have like a low poly mode where it looks like PS1? Oh shit.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
Oh
it's really
shit.
Dope.
Oh man.
Maybe next time I get on stream, I will actually tell people I'm streaming, and then I will.
I can only retweet for so hard.
I'll go.
I can only retweet for so hard.
I mean, I don't know.
I'll at Ant this time. Be like, hey, guess who's streaming?
I will tell them. I do tell Ant and Sam when I stream sometimes because I know they'll throw up a tab for me. Tell me to get those consistent viewers.
Yeah, man, I'd be doing it too.
I appreciate y'all. But yeah, man, that game is just so good. It's one of those you're having such fun. You want to level everything up, but I also this was the main problem I was gonna say. I've already unlocked the ones that give me infinite ammo and infinite health. So on one hand, I don't want to cheat. On the other hand, I'm just like, well, I unlocked it. Is it cheating?
Infinite ammo.
Infinite
And
ammo
health.
and infinite health.
Oh
You can
God.
just turn them shits on.
That does sound a lot of fun though.
You can
Especially
just
your
turn them
favorite
on and have
weapon.
infinite rockets. You got infinite. There's a sniper rifle that I love that slows down time. You got infinite.
I didn't even know Ratchet and Clank had snipers. What?
Yeah, I think this is the first one that has a sniper. I think this.
Oh wow.
I don't know though. I
Okay.
don't know that for a fact. I'm not a long time Ratchet and Clank fan. I might
Oh,
be wrong.
there's the sun again. All right.
Just for Gerard, just to fuck Gerard's eyes up. You said
Just
you have an eye exam coming. Let's make sure you get a good enough change.
Good.
Next eye exam. Let's fuck his eyes up.
Just trying to dilate my eyes before I even have to do that. I don't think
Man,
I'm
I
being
hate eye
dilated.
exams. I hate when they drop them little drops in your eyes and you're just sitting there blinking and the shit just dripping down your eyes,
Yeah.
basically crying. And you just looking stupid.
What
like,
they do now, or at least I go to like Costco and get it done. You don't even have to have a thing in there. You can just walk in there and just do your eye exam. They'll
that's dope.
they'll do like they'll shoot the puff of air, and I'd be like, oh no.
Oh yeah. Oh, I hate that puff air. Oh my
And it's
God.
just like, yeah, just prepare for the like your eyes start tearing up.
And like I got 20/20 vision. I don't know about none of these.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, it's a whole lifestyle. Y'all got
Yeah,
going
he's
on.
like,
it's like,
I've never
man,
experienced.
what are y'all
Y'all
suffering
all
through?
right, motherfuckers, got a lot going on, don't you?
Yeah, like yo, y'all getting your eyes dissected every month? Like what is happening to y'all, bro?
How fucked up are they now? You're getting older.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let us hop into our first short little topic of the day, intro topic, as it will. Well, I guess me saying I don't want to beat Ratchet and Clank was kind of one too, but the second one is Yasuke. We finally got some more info from Flying Lotus. They came out and they tweeted some stuff and gave some more info. We got a couple articles and stuff. They got a manga coming out. Is it manga? I don't know. What are you allowed to say? I don't. Is it?
I only say manga. Honestly, I'm not gonna trip if you say manga. I say manga. That's just how Japan says
Ian just loves saying anything that's gonna piss off a bunch of people. So he gonna definitely.
I mean, if that pisses them off, great, because then they'll be forced to have to.
Ian spells Kid Cudi wrong, and
wait, how
knows?
You don't spell
Kid Cudi wrong?
Go look in our group, man. Ian knows he spells
KID. What is it? CUDI, right?
All right, you said it right.
Yeah. You said it right here. But you know what you know how you type it in the. And I'm not doing. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing it. I'm not. You're not triggering me.
I'm saying I don't.
Here's what's upsetting, right? When he was doing it, he went out of his way to make sure he kept typing it that way, just to piss me off.
It might have been an accident, bro.
No, Ian. All right, yo. When I go in the rap chat and find that message again. And to find the message where you're saying, I know I'm typing it wrong. I'm doing this just to get on your nerves. And then we'll be over this.
Okay.
We'll be over
that is definitely possible.
I'm searching Cudi with.
So that sounds like you. You know that.
And if I find one. I hate this man, bro.
Thank you, Draw. Thank you, Draw.
Who are you?
Thank you, bro. Almost disowned that nigga that day, but I knew what he was doing, trying to trigger me, so I just let him have it. Like
it's multiple.
And he did it multiple times. Yes, back to back. Thank you. All right, so because y'all be thinking I'm out here bullshitting.
I can't look at this.
I think people really be thinking Ian be right. I think people really feel like Ian just be over here being the most genuine.
Multiple counts.
He's got multiple flagrant fouls, bro. He should have been out the game.
Oh shit!
What did I even do? I don't even know.
He don't even
know.
What did
I even
do?
Do I even know? The last day of last year. New was this?
We remember your sins of yesteryear, nigga.
Bro, New Year's Eve.
We ain't forget. Can't even.
This man said it's Cudi for me with a K. I'm sick. I'm not looking at any more of these. We gotta keep
like, bruh. Thank you.
Sick.
All right, man.
Oh my
god! And read that chat, bro. It's just me going crazy in there. It's just me upset. Nobody else was even upset. I was the only one upset about it.
Of course not, because no one else can really look at it and be like, "Oh man, what are you doing?"
Nah, fuck Ian for that shit, bro. I was mad. I was upset. And that nigga knew it, and he kept going. I just stopped responding.
It's been half.
Like read that shit. I just stopped responding. I was like, "Fuck this nigga, dog."
I'm not looking anymore.
I'm not going to keep going back and forth with this nigga. I know what he's doing. Let me stop.
He said it's Cudi for me with a K. I'm already tired of it.
This nigga, man. Nigga, just be nigga, man. Anyway. Anyway,
That's why he's snickering, because he know.
because he knows.
I was a special kind of jerk that day. That was
Special. He was in a special kind of bag.
2020 almost over. Hold up. Get my last one.
Ain't been able to be an asshole to this nigga in person in a minute.
It's been a minute, man.
I can get on this nigga's skin
I
today.
keep this man on his toes.
I don't even know how I saw them. I you know, not. I remember seeing that
negativity out of his mind.
I really do. I see it, and I'm like, that's wrong. I really hope he's not doing this on purpose.
Probably put the group on mute right when he saw the first one. Said what?
Oh no.
Not even gonna.
They on one today.
I'll check back after I see 20 plus messages. And that's when I'll check back. I'm good. I'm cool. Never coming back to this group. All right. But Yasuke, somehow we got to that from Yasuke. Oh, because we don't know how to pronounce manga. But Yasuke, new manga is coming out July 27th. It looks like it's gonna be really dope. They said it's gonna be new plot lines, sort of a continuation from what we saw in the show. So maybe this will be sort of the basis of them getting back into season 2 or something like that.
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
Hopefully they're able to, in a manga, I would assume they have a lot more flexibility in how they can flesh stories out, how they can tell the story. They have a lot more space and time. So my hope is that they can give us even more details, get a little deeper. I really want to support this. So I might actually read this. And I don't know if that's does that make me like a hype beast type thing or something? I don't know. But
no, I wouldn't say that.
I don't know, because I feel like if you're like, oh, I read manga and all you have is like Dragon Ball Z, it's like, well, you're kind of hyped.
I mean, it's popular. Dragon Ball Z is the anime. Most people haven't read the manga.
Yeah, but so if you're reading the Dragon Ball Z mangas, you
like there's an ongoing manga now that's not being made to anime. Just I don't know what they're doing.
I'm just wondering, but okay. So all I'm saying is, in the elitist,
Cam follows. He doesn't read, but he follows.
In the elitist anime circles, if the only manga you have is of a popular anime, is that not kind of being a hype beast? Would they not call you a hype beast for that? Or is that just the impression?
I think it's only if it's like you. I think it's if you only read it and you're like, oh man, nothing compared to this. I think if you have that type of attitude, then that'll kind of be more hype beast type shit. But if you just read on your own, because like from what I know,
if you're not bothering anybody, then
you just be like, oh, I just mean
if you say like, hey, I like manga. This is my favorite manga. I read this, and it's just the Dragon Ball Z one, or just the the most popular anime one.
I mean, I would say like
what'd you say? I don't know what you said.
Oh, I said like Bleach.
Oh,
and Bleach is done. So anything new from that is just
maybe if it's done, there'd be more backlash versus if it's ongoing. Because I don't think you couldn't talk shit about somebody reading like the My Hero back, like that's going on. Like of course,
that's weekly. Yes, weekly. Yes, weekly.
Okay.
One Piece is weekly. That's for those are Demon Slayer would. You know what I would say is hype beast more so.
Let's say Demon Slayer probably.
Yes.
Now, if you're reading One Piece, you're not hype beast. You are dedicated, and you need a gold star.
All those people, I'm just like, man, I'm sure this is really fire, but there's 4 digits in the episode numbers.
No,
the chapters are probably above that too.
I'm even entertaining enough to even bother getting into it. To that extent,
I mean, the clips I've seen, it's really good shonen, and the thing that series does that I haven't heard any other series really do consistently is like even characters from like arcs, they will bring them back later and they'll still be relevant. They're not just like one and dones. I mean, if they die, they die. But like if characters that are like they're part of a story or arc and they're gone, they'll come back later. They'll pop up again on another island or whatever, and that keeps going. The current anime, I think it's still the Wano one that a lot of people were hyping up because they turned up animation and all that stuff. Like, that's all I get. But man, it's just so running on. I mean, we all gonna be 40 by the time they get to One Piece, and that's it.
Yeah, I'm like, when are they getting to the One Piece? Are they looking for one piece of treasure? Is that all this show is about, really?
Yeah, I think everyone in that universe is looking for it, and they got like. What they call it the admirals or what the Navy, man. If there's any One Piece people watching listening, they're gonna get mad as hell, but that's fine. But they have like the dudes that like
Sam to explain this shit to me. Sam loves.
Sam's caught up.
Yeah, I think so. He must.
I think Sam does.
It's like it's one of his favorite joints ever, bro. That's his shit.
I think he does keep up with it.
I assume he does. I'm just gonna ask Sam to hop on FIFA with me and explain this shit to me because I need to understand. This whole anime is about.
I don't know if
these niggas is on quadruple digit episodes of niggas looking for one piece of treasure.
Yeah, it's a lot going on. Anime Pirate Life's a lot
And y'all
going
be
on,
telling me
guys.
about Yasuke, bro. All right, man. Hey, man. I just be saying, I just really need y'all to watch the tone when y'all be talking about some of this
Watch your
shit,
tone.
because this shit don't make sense. Y'all watching an anime about one piece of treasure for 1,000+ episodes, and a nigga still ain't found it.
I mean,
Y'all
it
shitting
kind of
on
makes
Yasuke
sense.
with 6 episodes.
I mean, the sea
Y'all,
is
y'all,
pretty
y'all,
vast.
y'all shitting
you
on
know?
something that got 6 episodes, and y'all been watching the same shit for 1,000+ episodes when they looking for one thing.
Speaks to the level of interest.
I mean, it's
guess.
consistent. I'll give him that.
Interesting.
Okay.
It's not-
All right.
You couldn't even hold people for 6 episodes. These guys will hold people.
Nah,
for
it
1,000.
held y'all for 6 episodes. Y'all watched it. Y'all just bitched through it.
I
There's a
ain't bitch
difference.
through it.
No, not y'all. I don't mean y'all. Y'all did. Talking
Yeah.
to the people out there who gonna watch this, be like, yeah, well, Yasuke was, like, yeah, shut the fuck up. Nigga,
Nigga still
Even in that Philo post, there's some people like me. You know what? I really think they should have just taken it into a more grounded approach. And some people was like, nah, fuck that. I like the mechs
nigga, we
and
want
magic
mechs
shit.
and magic, nigga, and blowing shit
If
up
you want to
and
watch
fighting.
that,
Yeah.
watch Afro Samurai.
Y'all
That's
niggas
been
really
done.
bro. I'm very floored. Y'all niggas
Afro
really
Samurai.
wanted a fucking
They really
animated
just wanted Afro
documentary.
Samurai
Again,
reimagined.
I like just watch Afro Samurai again. I have it all on the hard drive for years.
I got it on the hard drive.
And I got the Resurrection movie.
Yep, that too.
So we all probably do, just given that era.
They wanted Afro Samurai again.
They did. I mean, I get it.
Well,
Afro
y'all
Samurai
niggas
is
is
great.
sad, bro. We doing some different shit, bro. I like magic. I like mechs.
Like we have Samurai Champloo
Hey, look,
doing
if
this
the
thing.
Power Rangers had showed up in Yasuke, I'd have been hyped. Nigga, I don't care, but why y'all
That
want
shit
this
would be
boring
crazy.
ass bullshit, bro? Like the fuck? No, it's not boring because Afro Samurai isn't boring. That's not.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's boring. It's just
not boring, but it's just
we've
like,
seen it already.
Yo, like, come on, bro. You don't want these niggas to do nothing different. Every time a black dude got to show up, it got to be super serious and super.
I was cool with the magic.
Oh my.
It was the mechs that got me. Like, why mechs?
I mean, and don't get me wrong. If you got a preference, you got a preference. If you don't like it, you don't like it. But
Yeah.
you gotta portray that across the board. If you don't like mechs, that's cool. Don't like mechs for none of this shit. Don't be cool with mechs in the show with the little white boys running around, and now the black dude gotten some mechs, and now mechs is a problem. I feel like that's an issue. Like that, to me, that's a problem. There's some internalized something going on with you. If every time if the black dude can't have a mech show up and magic being used, and all these white all the ones with, I say they white, but they really supposed to be Asian, I guess. They be looking kind of white, some of them. But you got these Asian and the white based characters, and they can do whatever. It's just natural. You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Oh, okay. I was like, bro, you just.
I heard like a
really
beep.
Concerned, and I was just.
No,
like,
no. I heard a beep in my fridge. The little cushion or whatever. You have to like push it. Oh, and if it's open or cracked, then there's like a beeping noise. I thought I was hearing a beeping noise.
Okay.
I've just kind of conditioned to it now. But nah, it's all good. That's why I was like, because I've heard it through my headset before and be like, what the fuck?
But yeah, man, I don't like the double standard. I've said that before. I keep saying it. I feel like y'all got a lot of, not y'all. I feel like a lot of people.
I know. I was just trolling.
I just got to make sure again. Let me double check. But I just feel like a lot of people out there have a lot of double standards to this shit, and I'm just like, y'all don't apply these same judgments to a bunch of other shit. Like y'all,
I'll be honest.
There's no difference other than that he's a black dude.
I would have loved for it to be Afro Samurai with magic, not Afro. That's it. Yeah, that's what I meant. Afro Samurai with magic. You know, I would have loved for that to be the case. But
maybe the manga will be that. Maybe
perhaps.
Maybe they'll tone down the mech stuff.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, yes, there were mechs in like the Grand Army and shit like that, but the whole show is not going to be just big battles like that. So there's going to be more. Don't get me wrong, there might be a mech here or there, but I don't think mechs are going to be so prevalent throughout.
And that's what I was going to say. Yeah, it wasn't prevalent in the
show. They
show.
could do the whole. I mean, based how the show ended, Yasuke's arc was done. Magic Girl's arc was done, and the people in the village. And my impression was that they were gonna kind of do the whole like wandering samurai type thing, which that's always cool. You can I'm cool with that. You can do just about anything. That
wandering samurai with a legendary headband, and we good.
Yeah, he's like got a sword. He got he got his purpose again. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, all I'm saying is, man,
okay.
Wait, what happened?
Nah, this the number one headband. Yeah.
Oh,
that's all.
Samurai.
Yeah.
I don't know. I hope people give this a chance. I don't want to. I guess I didn't want to stay on this too long, but I hope people give this a chance.
For real.
Yeah.
Because man, I want to try. I want to read it. Hopefully there's a place you can read online or something. If not, I try to pick one
There's
up.
always a
Like
place
that.
to find to read it. No problem.
I want to support, so I want to be able.
Oh, support. Well,
I want to be able to
I don't
legitimately
know.
read it somewhere, whether I'm got to rent it on a Kindle app or something, or whatever, anime app or some whatever, or if I have to buy a physical copy of it. I would want to support it in some form or fashion because that's what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm sure you can watch Yasuke for free somewhere too, but I wanted to watch it on Netflix because to show them like, hey, I like this. I want this. I want to hit that like button on Netflix. I want to be like, I want you to bring more of this. It doesn't have to be this exact same thing, but I like this content. I know there's another black anime creator out there who has a black character as a central in anime that may be closer to what people are looking for, or maybe it has a different take on it. Who knows? I know that exists somewhere. And if we tell Netflix, hey, we like this, maybe they give that next guy a chance too. So I want to support it. I do. That's why I want to make sure I'm going out my way to, hey, give them $5 here or make sure I'm doing this, whatever. But, at some point, yeah, I just hope this can really turn. I hope maybe the manga can help turn the leaf for it and make him stop getting so much backlash. And
that'll be really true fans come into play generally.
The manga.
Yeah, because most people, I don't
most
really.
people aren't gonna read. Yeah. I agree with that. Yeah,
and it's not. Read. Yeah, it's just the access thrills are a little different,
right?
Versus just you sit up and watch the anime weekly, or if they binge it, whatever. So yeah, I'll definitely check it out. Hopefully it is we got dubs. I'm sure there'll be fan dubs for even if not fan dubs, I'm sorry. Fan subs. Yeah, fan subs. So yeah. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's cool to see Philo and some of those folks, announce it.
Yeah, man. I'm happy, man. I'm looking forward to it. We'll see what Jalen thinks when that comes out. Make sure we get Jalen back in here so he can I can tell him how good that is and how bad Demon Slayer is. I haven't actually watched Demon Slayer. I'm just joking.
Demon Slayer is good, man.
I'm just joking. I haven't watched it yet. I told him, he actually texted me this week about it, and I said this week I'm gonna finally sit down and watch it. What my issue is? I do so many different things that it's hard for me to have to sit down and look at the screen, and like watch it. You know what I mean? Like I need the, what is it, dub? Where it's actually in English voices.
Oh yeah, dubbed, yeah.
Yeah, sometimes I need a dub so that I can know what's going on while I'm also the Netflix one isn't dubbed, is it? It's not.
Netflix is, you can usually change it. I don't know if
I didn't see that option.
No, I didn't see that option. I can see the dub
on Netflix. It was sub. There were subtitles.
I think it defaults to subs, but you can switch it, like the language straight up. I think it's the language.
I have to go look because I didn't see that option.
How popular that is, I can't see no dub being on there.
I have to double check for Demon Slayer on Netflix because if I can change it to English, because when I watch shows, I'm normally doing other things as well. Actually, the only time I really watch a show full out is if one, maybe me or Ashley are watching something, or two, I'm watching a show in review for us to do our show. So like this morning, I watched Loki straight through while I wasn't doing anything else because I was specifically watching it for today's episode. But that I don't do that all the time. A lot of times I'm doing other things. I'm working on stuff. I might be sitting here editing stuff. Like, once I've done like editing all our audio and stuff, most of it, I'm not listening to anything. So I might have a video playing in the background, music playing on the side, or a show, but I need it to be something that I don't have to constantly be looking at the whole time. I can glance over when a moment's happening or you can hear certain things going on. But if I have to be staring at it to read all the time, it's like, I need a different set of time to be able to do that. I like to watch shows and game too. It's hard for me to even just like play on my Switch and watch a show with subtitles. Like it's hard to do that. So that's one of the reasons why I haven't been giving it, I guess, a fair shake. Because I did watch about 30 to maybe about a minute of the first episode. And then I was like, I don't have time for this right now. Well, I don't have the patience for this right now, to be fair. So, but if y'all say it's good, I will actually watch it because I watch My Hero straight through. I don't ever complain about that. So
yeah. Apparently the movie's on it's on Funimation now.
Yeah, it is actually. That was quick. They were like, all right, y'all watched it? Cool. Funimation.
Yeah. So I'm gonna try to binge through the season.
I'm probably gonna be watching anime again because summer anime season starts next month. And there's this boxing anime that came out. Oh geez, when they come out 3 years ago, 2-3 years ago, called Megalobox. And it has like it featured this brown skinned dude. I don't know, I wouldn't say black per se, but he's personal color. And he's just kind of, it's a boxing anime. It's only 12 episodes, and the ending was kind of but overall the journey was more fun than the destination, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah, it was kind of like a futuristic, near futuristic type thing where it's like all the boxers had like these little mechanical arm things attached to them to where they punch stronger and shit. And yeah, it's just basically scrappy, underdog type thing. It was gritty, and it looks just like them older like Cowboy Bebop era like anime, like the way the art looks and stuff. So yeah, and they got a season 2 out of nowhere.
Okay,
which was surprising.
You rocked with it. You liked it. Where'd you watch it at?
I watched it on Crunchyroll. I watched it sub. I'm not sure. I think there's a dub because they aired it on Adult Swim in between that time.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, so usually if it's on Adult Swim, it's a dub. So, but yeah, it was cool. It was really cool. The ending I didn't really jive with as much because I felt like either they kind of just, I don't know. I felt like some anime they either don't have a cohesive ending that feels kind of satisfying, or they ran out of budget and they kind of have to rush it. But it kind of was like an open-ended, like this is it, but they could make a sequel if they want to. And it's been only on actually I think it's been going now. I think it's just on Funimation, and I didn't want to spend money on another app or whatever. But yeah, so yeah, I'll see if I can catch up with that soon.
Yeah.
I just remind me since we're talking about dub anime and stuff. But yeah, Yasuke, yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's good. Let's look out for that, man. July 27th. So y'all check that out for me, man. Y'all check that out, and let's all discuss it. How we feel about that? Next up, we got
technically speaking, another quick one. As you guys may or may not know, but Windows 11 is out, or not out. It's coming out. Windows 11 is coming out.
This fall.
I thought Windows 10 was going to be the last one. In fact, I'm pretty sure there was somewhere that said that they weren't going to make any more.
They're just going to keep updating, Windows. Right?
Yeah.
I think that I think they lied, but also I really do think I'm with y'all because I remember that. But then I remember like a year or so ago, they were talking about like this, and I think they do this every now and then. I know this. They're doing like another like bigger update. They were calling it Windows 10X, and they're gonna have some other features in it. But it seemed like they scrapped it because this Windows 11 stuff kind of came out of nowhere. I only found about it like this past week, and I was like, oh well, okay. I mean, it's really flat, but I feel like a lot of modern graphic art stuff is flat.
Yeah, the UI
now. They made the logo just 4 tiles, a window straight ahead.
I think that's sad, man, because people talk about how much easier it is to create stuff now. Like, you can go on Canva for free and create a logo. You know what I mean? Like, you can go on there and just make some shit with like royalty-free assets and shit like that and make stuff. And they said that's like downgraded the quality, I guess, of art that's out there or whatever, because there's so many people that are just like, oh, I make logos, and they make shit logos, or they just use what people determine as like low-skilled stuff. But do you think that somebody who made these logos and stuff, like the new logo for Microsoft, you don't think that was like a high-level designer? You don't think that was somebody who's like well known as a graphic artist or something like that? You think that they didn't just like hand that to some dude who just went to Canva, right? Like they went to somebody.
No, I think it's whoever at Microsoft that they have drawn them 4 tiles.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But he's a designer. He's a graphic artist, though. That's what I mean. That's a graphic artist, or somebody who's probably got a degree. He's trained in, you know what I'm saying? And they're still putting out some stuff that looks this flat. Like,
yeah, I think it's honestly,
it's
man,
the direction that UIs are going in.
Yeah, and like web design and what do you call it? I don't want to say UX because that's not the right term for it. But yes, yeah. Oh,
Windows is technically finally catching up to what's now considered the standard, I guess, where everything is just kind of a flat UI.
Yeah, because I remember 10 originally came out in 2016. want to say, was it 2015? I think it was 2016. Like officially. And they had the free updates and stuff. Yeah, I mean, I know this is a trend. Like a lot of logos, when they update and stuff, they kind of have like a more flat type of art.
Flat, minimalistic.
Yeah,
look,
minimal.
Which
well,
personally I like. Honestly.
I like minimalism.
I mean, some minimalism I like it, but
yeah, but I don't know. Just I don't want to use the term lazy either because I think that's a cheap, low blow type of critique.
it can be.
Yeah,
I feel like you can. It's lazy to an extent, but I feel like there's an art in like making something minimalistic but still getting the point across that it's this or that.
Yeah,
I think, but you got to do it in a dope way. And
yeah.
I don't know. I guess I have to see it on my own computer running, and maybe I'll warm right up to it. I think it's one of those things you just kind of have to use to know if you're gonna really enjoy it. Like, I don't know that we can look at screenshots and just read some paragraphs and say this will be good or bad. You know what I mean? Like, we know that technology changes over time anyway, and it's not like we have a say. It's not like if we complain, they gonna go back to Windows 10. Like, they put in a Windows 11. I mean, I guess you have the option to not upgrade if you want to, but like, they're putting it out, and that's just what it's going to be. And eventually they're going to stop supporting Windows 10, at some point.
They're going to stop supporting it in 2025.
Yeah, go into life.
Yeah, so we know how that goes, right? So yeah, I mean, get with it or not. Get on Windows 11. Might as well just hop in now, start figuring it out, and start voicing what you don't like so they can maybe integrate things, change things. You can get campaigns going, see if other people don't like the same things. But I mean, I'm not the biggest. I think it does look, Gerard said it's kind of. I think it does look a little lazy, but that's just because I feel like.
Hate to say, man, because
I just feel like they could have done just a little more with it. Like, just you can be flat and still look like it pops. You can still have like some shadowing and shading, and you could still do something with some of this. Like, I don't know. It just seems a little man. And here's the thing. I'm sure everybody goes in there and they download the computer and they start changing stuff around and start editing stuff, and you download whatever else you do and you change how stuff looks anyway. So maybe, there's settings and stuff that'll spruce it all up. You can change the colors and all that kind of stuff.
Icons and stuff like that.
Yeah. So, that might spruce it all up and you forget about whatever looked basic when you first got it anyway. But
me personally, I like the flat approach. I like all the UI choices they made from what these photos are seeing. What I'm seeing in these photos, I like them a lot.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean, when I'm talking about the logo, that's really just me nitpicking from
the logo. You're just talking about the logo.
Yeah, straight up. No,
I mean, yeah.
That's just me nitpicking. But yeah, the UI itself, I do actually like the UI. I like because it looks like a lot of pictures show the white theme, the light theme. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I do like their new light theme
with the new dark theme, and that looks clean as well.
It does.
I do need to see the dark theme. That's the one thing I didn't get to see.
Post this article so I can see it. This is one of the photos they got. If I can find the chat button, there it is. Yeah, one of the photos at the top of the.
Oh yeah, you can like go through. Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's a little dark theme there, and
that is clean. Why can't I make this picture larger? Dude?
Oh yeah, that does look better.
Why can't I make this picture larger? Verge.
Yeah. Let me see. Open.
Yeah, that does look good. I will admit that. I like that little. See here. You know what the thing is. I think this looks like a great UI for a tablet.
And that's what I was going to say too.
I'm not sure I'm going to like this on my laptop. Now, my laptop is touchscreen, so.
Now, I remember I found an article this week. I don't know why I didn't save it, but I do remember some of the things just because, IT, I kind of look at this daily for the most part. It was talking about things that are gone. And for the I remember what it was. It was my dad sent me. He'd be sending me articles and stuff. So yeah, but that was one of the things. So it's something that's lesser known. Windows 10 has a mode called Windows 10 S, which is kind of like a more simplistic, limited view type version of it, which is more so guided for like tablets and stuff like that, like touchscreens. It's like an option, but it's really limiting with like being able to do power user stuff. So they removed that entirely. That's gone. Or no, well, it's I think it's only for like, I think if they have Windows 11 Home or something. I think they just kind of like really downplay that part of it. So yeah, I think these bigger UI updates is to add for that, especially for those that have like them all in one computer, where you can just have just screen is touchscreen capable. So that's cool. The things I do like about it though, I do like how they have more app integration built into the just the actual OS. Like Teams, that's cool.
Teams directly in, more direct approach. Trying to get people to use that.
Yeah, because now it's like if you have Teams installed separately, even if you have like, you know, the business license and all that jazz, like it's like a separate pop-up. It's on, you know, it's usually set on startup by default. And some people I talk to like, me, what, can you turn this off? And I'm like, yeah, it's just there by default. So that's a better integration.
Is it going to be, are they opening it up to people now, or is it just still going to be locked behind their?
That I don't know.
No,
that's a good question.
I know they want to get more people to use Teams, but like
they want people to use it,
is because
and also I feel like it's not even marketable. I think to like a regular person, you know what I mean? Like Zoom, they caught it. Zoom, Skype, those sound like things that could have a business application. But if you're just a regular person, you could also talk. You could see it fitting in regular conversation. Like, could you imagine like being at the club or being out and being like, oh yeah, just hit me on Teams, like, we'll get on Teams later, like you sound like you're going to the office.
Well, this is a corporate meeting.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't sound like something that's just
quarterly
earnings. Because when they had their little presentation on it, when they talked about Teams, they had examples of how families would use it.
Yeah,
so they're trying to push that more now than
they want it, but they're gonna have to come up with some sort of hashtag, some sort of nickname, something else that can help embed. I mean, and if they don't, then people will do it. You know, black people always say today, so I'm sure black people will come with a cool name for it if it becomes like something that is more accessible to
Teams,
people.
Bro.
But Teams,
MT, my Teams,
MT,
man.
My Teams. You got to be careful. Where my Teams could also be you can be challenging niggas to 2K and you don't even know.
That's true.
You just better want to relax. You hit me up on my team, nigga. I got you. Like, oh, you got me. Oh, bet. Nah. Where you at, bro? What's your PlayStation name, bro? I'm here. Never know. Be careful when you just out there saying my teams. You know.
Yeah.
No, but
they added a lot of stuff here. You can also they've added support for Amazon apps. Not Amazon apps, Android apps via the Amazon store.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting. I mean, I want to see more about that.
Yeah,
because I think what apps would I would have Android on the side phone? With it.
No, you just have to have an Amazon account.
No, and then now you can have these apps on your computer.
Yes,
so you can have
like those apps that don't have their own dedicated Windows app.
Already.
Yeah, I'll probably use that. I'll probably get back on my my bill. I use a bill.
I was thinking that too. Like, what?
I used to use a bill paying app, but then when I moved and made some account changes, it just didn't follow it as well. So I might just look. Basically, for it's like BlueStacks. I know we know about that, but for listeners, viewers, it sounds like it's their own version of BlueStacks in the sense where you can use it to kind of side load Android specific apps. Yeah. Maybe
that's pretty dope. I'd have to see what apps I would even use,
I'm curious of the
what I mean? Like
compatibility,
because Windows has like all the entertainment apps, right? They have like a YouTube app, they have like Netflix and Disney Plus, and they don't have all those type of apps.
I just never use those apps.
I always use the internet. I always use the browser, but
I think the only really good example that I could think of is TikTok. TikTok's the only app that I can think of that doesn't have a dedicated Windows app.
I think they have a.
That's okay. Yeah. That's pretty cool.
They do have a
and like
website.
Instagram is the same way too. I think
Instagram too as well.
Instagram is better on mobile.
Facebook always had a I think Facebook has a.
Facebook
Windows
started
app.
off as a Windows.
They have a messenger app.
And they have a messenger app, but like Instagram doesn't. You still have to go on the website if you want to go anywhere.
The website
app is only on the phone.
Yeah,
so that would be.
Yeah, stuff like that.
No, it's just limiting. It's not necessarily flimsy. It's just limiting. They don't.
Like you said, they didn't really invest that much into.
But they don't care about it being a website.
They want you to use the app.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, pretty
get
much.
to that app.
The ads and stuff. Yeah.
So they know what they're doing.
So another one of the features I like Um, new snap layouts.
That's cool.
That one is cool. Like right now, I have three windows up right now. I got my notes, browser, and you guys. But I had to force it into this situation. Whereas with this new snap layouts thing, you can do it.
Just piece
You
it
can
in.
organize it that way. Off the yeah.
Yeah.
Makes it easier.
I got two monitors,
Yeah.
and I tell you, it's still tough for me to be able to. Because for me personally, I want to put y'all here, then my notes here, and then I have my other stuff here, but it don't really work that way. I got my notes on top of the Zoom, and I got it. Like,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I needed to.
This is definitely a much needed addition.
It's a great improvement. Yeah. I use it from time to time as well. I'm like browsing some and watching some, browsing something, and still working on something else. It helps.
Yeah.
Back,
Like overall, this thing is doing a lot with organization and declutter of Windows 10.
Clean it
So,
up even more.
yeah, cleaning up. So
they got rid of the live tabs. Finally, that relic from Windows 8 is gone.
a little tiles
start
in the start menu.
Yes, I mean you can remove them, but like by default, it's there. It's like hi, check your weather here or something like that.
Yeah,
like,
no,
I'd be liking them to tell me what the weather is.
I know
you wake up, hate the world, and you don't even realize it's raining. Then you sit on your computer and you're like, "Oh, it's thunderstorming outside."
I actually got an update recently. I don't know if y'all got it, but it's like they put like a little weather
Windows
widget
thing
on the taskbar. It just popped up, and I was like,
it's like, what is this?
I like this.
But it does it at random times. It's doing it right now, actually. 82 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm like, I didn't ask that.
Actually, mine is not doing that right now.
I don't know what controls it.
It's just
I have no idea
I must
what
have
is
an older
making
build.
it do
I
it or
haven't
not
updated in a while.
Probably.
It's just here.
But yeah, I noticed that the other day. I was like, oh, okay.
I mean, I like it. Yeah, I clicked it. And
I just didn't like that it did it randomly, and then it.
Oh yeah.
You know what it did? It did it when my internet had like an issue yesterday, so I was a little worried about today, but it hasn't had a problem yet. But my internet had a little issue, and I was like, oh well, let me come over here and look, and then I can't find my internet, and it's because they decided to tell me the weather over here, and tell me the news. Oh, look at that, Romney on Trump's rally rhetoric. The fuck?
Who cares what Mittens has to say?
I have the Google right here. If I want to go look for that, I will go look for that. Anyways, that's fine.
So Windows 11 will get rid of that.
Yes,
thankfully. Well,
yes, sir.
Well,
that's like that shit just got here.
Yeah.
But oh well.
Yeah. But yeah. That is all for technically speaking. Make sure. Yeah.
So the Windows updates.
Windows 11. Also, I just found out that my laptop will be able to support it. So I'll be looking. There's a lot of criticism as to how they determine that.
There's like a thing you can download, like a tool.
Yeah.
I haven't run it on this computer.
I'm not doing that.
I mean, it's like a small thing.
It tells you if you're.
I just don't want to do it right now. Just
I got you. Yeah,
I know my luck. I go to download a quick tool real quick, and somehow we end up.
Yeah, we can do that later.
And I can't get back into the Zoom. I'm not risking it. I'm not. Nope.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's no need to try it now.
No, not that important. That's dope. Okay. Thank you for that. Technically speaking, update. We'll all try to upgrade our computers if we're worthy.
Yeah, we might be on.
I think y'all are worthy.
Next pod, we might be on.
Y'all are worthy. I may not be worthy. Is the issue.
I'll see. I'm gonna test out this.
I'm glad it's a free update though. That's what I'm really happy.
It better be.
I'm glad. Yeah, because
they're ready. Free. They are ripping us over the head to have Microsoft Word now. You better give me the Windows 11 update for free. You better give me the UI refresh for free. Better be. You how expensive it is to just have Microsoft Word for yourself in your house, like just to have Microsoft Office. Like, bro, you can't even just buy a seat anymore, bro. Like it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous how I hate that subscription model.
Yeah, that's.
I hate Adobe for it too, but
I hate Adobe for it too.
Hate Adobe.
That's why
I use
super
it
bad.
I refuse, man.
The fucked up part is, but Adobe, they said you commit to us for a year, and after that year, you will be allowed to be truly month to month, where you can cancel some months and come back some months, but you have to pay them for a year straight first, which is so fucked up when you think about it. That's kind of wild, but you have to show them a year, basically like show me a year of loyalty, and then we'll see where you're at. We'll work with you.
Truly, the only way that I don't even want to talk about the subscription. I really do hate them for that, man.
Yeah.
Why can't people be more like FL Studio, man? You pay for it once, you get lifetime updates, man.
Because they can
Because
make
they're
money.
legit.
Capitalism. Somebody at FL Studio cares about people
Yeah.
and wants to, and you know what it is? Maybe somebody at FL Studio just cares about music, because
It could be that.
think of how many kids you price out if they had to keep paying a monthly fee for FL Studio. You know what I mean? Like maybe a kid can luck up on a birthday or get a little side job. He can pay for a seat in FL Studio and have it for himself and start, living out his dream. Who knows? But if you make it this monthly cost where it's super expensive and it's $60 a month, a kid might not be able to get off the ground with that. You know what I'm saying? You might have to use lesser tools or just tools that aren't as advanced. And
That's what I'm saying.
you
It's
know,
gonna take lesser tools to just be better
yeah.
for them to,
Because who's competing
finally
with Microsoft Office? Who's competing with Microsoft Word?
Google Docs.
Yeah, and that's it. That's as
Yeah.
close as you get. And we know Google Docs has its limitations.
It does. Yeah.
So as great as it is, I advocate for it. I do. But it has its limitations when you want to do certain things in your docs.
That's true.
You ever tried to make like a fancy resume where you're making columns and stuff on Google Docs? That shit will
tough,
fuck your
man.
formatting up.
Forget
I
about it.
struggled.
Forget
It's only
Don't
really
try
good for
that.
like just basic.
It's great
work
if you're writing
papers.
a basic essay. It's great if you're
Yes.
doing some basic, and it can do columns. You just can't do too much with it because they don't mess up. If you try to do columns and you try to like bullet on both sides, it might not like that. It might throw you off your
try to
space.
build your resume up on Google Docs, and then you're gonna send it to a manager, and he's gonna open it up in Windows. And it's just gonna just destroy your format.
Yeah. Oh, and that's what I said too. Like, there's a converter you can try to convert it over for you, but it a lot of times that messes up your Windows shit. And
Oh, you know what you can do?
But you save it as a PDF and
I
send
was
it
about
as
to say
a PDF.
export it to PDF.
Always send it as a
You'll
PDF.
be
I don't
good.
even send my resume as a document anymore. I only send it as a PDF, and I send it as a locked PDF so that you can't change shit on it or nothing. I don't know. That's just me being paranoid and not trusting nobody. But yeah, I'm like, nah.
It says here
Like,
you are an expert in.
You told us that you are a master welder. I never said that, sir. I ain't.
So it says it right here on paragraph. Like,
All right. Well, somebody over at your place lied.
Under scales and in certifications.
They just trying to put me in there so they can say they hired somebody.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. So cool. Good technically speaking, man. Enjoyed that. We'll see what goes on with Windows 11. Maybe we have a nice technically speaking update next week. Hopefully at least one of us can. Okay, let's get into the real reason y'all are here. The meat and potatoes of this episode. Loki, episode 3.
Loki, episode 3.
I will say, overall, and I want your overall thoughts as well. Overall, I love the episode. I thought it was a good episode overall. And I thought it was still fairly well paced. I do think there were a couple decisions in this episode that don't hurt my overall feeling of it, but do raise some questions as to just the continuity of things we've seen happen in the MCU and well, not the MCU, but in this show. So there are a couple points here where I'm like, we might need to question how that happened. And don't get me wrong, I understand that the answer to probably some of the questions I might raise are just going to be that the plot has to move on, and that's what they did to move the plot on, and that's just what it is. There's not going to be real answers. It's just kind of what happens. But I just want to say that out the way that I am going to question a couple of things that I think happened throughout this episode. But yeah, overall, still think it was very good. Got me on the edge of my seat still. I'm still invested heavily. Can't wait till next week. This is what Tom Hiddleston told us to wait for. It was next week. So, we're 3 days away, folks. It's Sunday. You're hearing this on Sunday. We are recording this on Sunday. You're hearing this on Tuesday. By the time you hear this, actually stop that. By the time you hear this, you got less than 24 hours.
Yeah.
Until what Tom Hiddleston said is going to knock us on our asses. So,
yeah, I'm looking forward to episode 4. How it goes.
Be excited. I am.
Yeah.
What's your overall feelings about the episode, man?
I also enjoyed it. I think I like 2 a bit more than 3, but I still enjoyed it. I'm not saying like, oh man, this episode was trash or anything like that. Yeah, it's yeah, I liked it gave us a lot of tidbits of stuff we speculated about the TVA. Nice little nuggets. It kind of gave us more into Sylvie, who it's interesting because like it makes me really curious about her character and like, did this Loki really just become change gender to a woman and change like have a different backstory and use create her own like enchantment powers is interesting. Because at one point when she was Loki was asking her like, oh, it's like, how'd you learn, like what is your name, Loki? And she's like, oh, I'm not Loki, stop calling me that, I'm Sylvie. It's like, well, how you go by Sylvie? Well, it's an alias. So that's interesting. But yeah, it was kind of like one of those episodes where you can tell the tones. I don't see a tone. Like the flow is a bit different. They're like on the planet. Lamentus one. It was another apocalypse event of basically that planet's about to just get bodied by a moon. Yeah. Which I kept thinking Majora's Mask, which is hilarious. But
well, the moon was getting bodied by the planet. Lamentus one is the moon, and the planet
yeah,
crashing into it.
Yeah. That's right. It was
just so the people know.
Yeah, the people know. It still gave me Legends of Majora's Mask vibes. Except you don't have 3 days, you have like 3 hours. But yeah. Yeah. But yeah, overall I enjoyed it. I like their interactions, the dialogue about each character trying to withhold information from each other. Pretty much as both being Lokis and trickster goddesses, etc. Yeah, so I enjoyed it.
Adams.
It was definitely it was different from the other 2 episodes. It wasn't
barely any TVA in it. Outside.
Yeah, barely any TVA in it.
I was happy with that.
The pacing was different in this one as well. It wasn't it was a slow build into the grand finale. Am I the only one that got a romantic vibe between the 2 Lokis?
I did as well.
I picked up on it afterwards, but for me, you know what it was is I think I was watching it. Well, I figured they wouldn't do it because one, it's Disney, and
yeah, sure,
you're already towing the line with Loki being, this, now we can say that part. He's canonically bisexual, which is there's nothing wrong with that. Him being bisexual in a Disney, that's perfectly fine. Representation matters. That's great, but Loki has already had some moments, not just in the show, but even in the movies and stuff like that. Of that's those sexual moments and stuff like that. We know he can be an edgy character, and this is a show about who's essentially a villain at the start at least, and yeah, that could create some really touchy stuff for Disney to be delving into, regardless of whether he's being sexual with men or women. It's just a little touchy for him to go through. Not say kissing, if they're just gonna kiss and stuff like that, whatever. But I think you're touching the line with that already, but then to touch the line with kissing essentially yourself.
That's what's weird about it.
I love me.
I just don't know that that's a route that Disney's going down.
Weird about it.
Kiss as many guys as you want, but you probably shouldn't kiss the alternate guy version of you or an alternate girl version of you. Yeah, that would be really.
That's weird.
You know what I mean? Because think about yourself. Like, would you time travel and you see like your other version as a girl and be like,
they
got with me.
Yeah, just be like,
nah,
but they get me though. They understand me.
Maybe not.
That might annoy me that they understand.
No idea.
That might annoy the fuck out of me.
What that version of you has been through. You have no clue.
That might annoy the heck out of me. They like, all my ticks and inner machinations and all that.
You know what buttons to push.
So exactly how to piss me off daily.
Yeah.
You might not like it as much as you think.
Yeah, but it was really nice to see both Lokis interact with each other to this extent, and their dynamic between the 2 of them.
Like going about doing different things.
It shows you how much more experienced in different regards each one is. Like the female Loki, what's her name again? Sylvie. She's more. She could fight.
She's about that action. She really is about that action.
But she's not as magically inclined as Loki.
Yes.
Mhm.
Which I think
Because
is
she,
interesting, right? Like, so
yeah,
clearly, like Loki had a direct teacher, and then
yeah,
she didn't have a direct magical teacher because I guess because her mother died earlier in her
Mhm.
existence in her timeline.
Yep.
Um, so I thought that was so interesting. But yeah, even though she's not as magically inclined as Loki, she can still do something that our
she
Loki
can
can't do.
can't even do. Yeah,
Right, and that's
So
interesting in itself because he
I think
legit
that's a
asked her.
powerful power still. Like,
Oh, it's
yeah.
very. Yeah, he legit. Yeah, Loki was legit. Like, how did you learn
How did you even
this?
learn
yeah,
to do
facts.
that?
Like, where are you even getting this from? Like, I don't know how to do this shit. Like, yeah, that's
It's
I think it's
interesting.
interesting. And I wonder where we're going because, in a lot of trailers, we saw a lot of different versions of Loki. Me personally,
Mhm.
I thought that was Loki hopping into like different timelines and just acting stuff out. And I thought we were going to kind of get this Loki jumping through time series, is what I was expecting. I wasn't expecting
Mhm.
this like the
Yeah,
time.
there's been some
So
clips
I'm
from
just
trailers
curious
where
to
it looks
see.
like he's wearing like a suit and has like Loki for president
President,
button,
yeah. So
and
I'm
he has
interested to
like the
see
Norse antler
exactly.
headgear
And I
going
wonder
on.
if we're really going to dive. I think that's what Tom Hiddleston is saying. One,
He's gonna go
How
ham
much?
and
How much?
act
How
20
much y'all
different
willing to bet
versions.
this episode is longer than the others?
Oh, the episode 4
Like
coming up.
it might be. We might hit it. We might hit an hour,
My hour.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean,
maybe
shoot,
hour 15, maybe even a little over. Because
on average, these episodes, I mean, runtime 50 some minutes. So I
I'm
wouldn't be
wondering. I wonder
surprised.
if we hit the hour on 4 and 5, and I think maybe we go to some of these alternate realities as they're trying to either repair things or find the timekeepers or find something that's going to help them further in the mission to, destroy the timekeepers. I feel like
Yeah,
that's
bump
going to
into the other
happen.
Lokis.
Yeah, or maybe like I don't see the thing is I don't know if they're gonna go looking for Lokis, but they just may end up finding Lokis along their path somehow.
Maybe, yeah. Especially since, I mean, at the end of episode
TVA
2,
has an issue with Lokis. Like they keep pulling out Lokis, and did y'all see the trailer for episode 4?
no, I've been
I didn't see
staying.
that.
I've been
Okay.
telling you,
Well,
bro.
all right.
I've been
Oh, you
trying to
did
go
see
on
it.
this as clean as
Okay.
possible. To
All
be
right. So I
honest,
won't say anything about the trailer just for the sake. But
I've
there
been
is
avoiding. I've been avoiding
an
emergency Aussie
interesting
as well.
reveal in that trailer that lets us know that the TVA is interesting in how they do things, definitely how they approach things with
Okay.
the Lokis, and when they may or may not have been quote unquote outside the timeline or creating a Nexus event, because I think it's interesting. I don't want to ruin it. I don't want to ruin it though, so we won't talk about the trailer. We won't talk about the trailer. But back to the show. I thought one of the interesting things, and I just go back on it because Ian mentioned that Sylvie can fight. Sylvie can fight. She's really good. And we saw Loki display a lot of different magical powers throughout. Uh, I mean, this episode specifically, but throughout this series, we've seen him display some magical powers. I find it interesting that they were able to get knocked off that train. So what determined that kind of easily. And I get that I guess maybe Loki was a little drunk, but these are random guards who don't look that well trained. They're barely even shooting the weapons they do have, and you're fighting them hand to hand combat. I feel like two Loki should have been able to knock them out,
Yeah.
lock down that part of the train, and ride the train to the Ark.
Never gone to lament this one.
I just didn't think that they. I just didn't think that. And I think was this what we were talking? Maybe it was me and you talking about a little earlier, Drew. I kind of forgot already.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
the
yeah.
power scaling of Loki just
It's always been weird.
Sylvie. The power scaling of Loki and Sylvie for me was just a little off because they should have been able to handle those guards. I
Right.
think, in my opinion.
Yeah, because I mean, because when I mentioned it before we started recording, this is before you got on to Ian. I was mentioning just kind of like both like this show and the greater MCU stuff, just because like it's up to MCU stuff. Loki's, he's a cunning dude. He can use magic to fight. He can also use like actual hand-to-hand combat and fight or like counter or whatever. But in this show, like especially like towards when they're in the Rock Smart, whatever it's called, in episode 2, and when Sylvie was mind controlling, enchanting all the people and just tossing his ass left and right. And normally he's just using like random control. I'm gonna throw this thing at you with my magic. I'm like, I don't know. It just seems inconsistent for each scene. I agree with Derek there. Like they definitely should have been able to just handle them. They just got these glowy sticks that can delete you, but I mean, you just gotta let them not get close, and they won't delete you. So I don't know. It's just stuff that's kind of weird, and I think Marvel just has to work on that in general. I think they still got a lot of work on that as far as a lot of characters, especially to keep introducing characters. Um, yeah.
And you know what? I know we said we weren't gonna go like in order, but just because it happens back to like not back to back, but it kind of does.
I mean,
Play
we still
hand in
talking about
hand.
stuff we like, so
Yeah, we kind of play it like we saw that the episode starts off right. So Sylvie comes into the TVA and she's walking around and stuff. She tries to use her magic, realizes her magic doesn't work. No problem. We expect that. Loki's magic didn't work there either.
right.
No problem. So then she starts fighting these niggas hand to hand. No worries, right? These niggas have sticks that can delete you from existence. Not like it's just gonna knock you out, and they will delete you from existence, right? So I'm so confused on how she was able to single-handedly knock all them down and fight all them. And then she gets on the train, and these dudes who clearly don't have the same level of training and they're nowhere near as powerful as TVA agents who are trained to take down variants.
Yep.
And they can't handle them anymore. That was an inconsistency for me. It didn't ruin the episode. It didn't make me feel like, oh, the episode sucks. But I was like, that don't really make much sense other than the fact that you just need to make their situation seem even more and more dire. So you get beat off the train, you happen to get kicked off the train, and then Sylvie doesn't actually get beat off the train, right? Loki he's drunk, and he gets thrown off the train, and then Sylvie jumps off after him because she needs to be with him because he's got the time pad.
Exactly.
So it's like, that's how we explain it, but it just seems lazy because they should have been able to beat him. Even a drunk Loki should have been able to handle a couple of the guards, one or two of them, and Sylvie could have cleaned up the rest. And then, I just felt like that would have felt more natural, and it would have let us know, like, hey, they're a powerful duo. They can fight, and especially when Loki is sober, they're really going to be able to go at it. Like,
yeah,
I feel like that would have been a better setup for that, and they didn't really pay that off well for me. I think they set that first scene up like that with the TVA agents to show us, like, hey, they can kick ass against who you would assume right now to be the more powerful threat to them, but then you can't handle some regular guards on a moon that's exploding. Like, and let's talk about this here too. I was talking to Gerard about this earlier as well. How elitist are the people on Lamentus 1? Think about this, right? Let's think about this the whole way. They have a train from the outskirts to the Ark. That's a Bible reference, by the way, in case you don't know. It's a Bible reference. They have a train from the outskirts to the Ark. Only the rich can get on. They don't want to give any poor people tickets to get on the ship, right?
Yep.
How are they convincing the soldiers to stop the poor people from trying to get on the ship or on the train that's potentially getting them to safety, when there's no space for those soldiers either? So not only are you willing to die, like you're keeping these people you're making these people not have any chance of escaping at all. You're taking away their only hope of escaping, while you yourself is also going to die because you're just protecting the rich people's ability to escape. Let me tell y'all, Earth is not going to happen that way. If something is coming to destroy Earth and we got one ship to go to Mars, you better believe Elon Musk and them, hey, y'all better get to that shit real fast.
The purge happens now.
Because we are turning on y'all. There is no, like, who... Bro, are you serious? We are turning, like, can you imagine the guy who's like, no, let Elon and them go. They deserve it more than us.
He's dying first. Somebody gonna throw a brick at his head, and that's it.
What? Could you imagine that in your head? Like, no, sir. No.
Yeah.
No. So I couldn't understand this. So much so that on your dying rock moon, that you also call the cops who who are still not going to be saved because there's a guy on your train having fun. hey, this guy is enjoying himself too much on the train and he's wearing a jacket that I don't recognize. Call the cops. Let's see his ticket. Bro, your planet is exploding.
This
Why do
movie's
you
fucking
care?
trash, bro.
What does it matter? Why are
Right.
you like, bro? How elitist are you that you're like, this dude's having too much fun in front of me? I don't like it. Like everybody else in the car is enjoying themselves. The workers, the other rich people, everybody else having a blast. And here come your hating ass.
He's the type of people that become cops just to be dicks to people.
Like, bro, what are you doing? I couldn't understand that. That really tripped me out. I thought that was wild. And I mean, I get it. Like they were clearly trying to paint like a society of some sort that's really fucked up on that planet. But I just thought that was wild because if it was supposed to in any way, and I guess it wasn't, that's not what they're going for, but I guess if they were in any way trying to simulate this, how the situation would play out on Earth, I'm like, it wouldn't happen like that because I just don't think the military dudes would be like, no, we're going to protect the president and all the rich people at all costs. Like, and so that we can die on the planet while they get away.
Yeah,
No,
that was
we're all dying.
Wild.
Y'all staying right here and dying with us. Not all of y'all escaping. You better you better have a Superman escape pod at your house for you to get out of here. That's how you leaving if you leaving. But you're not just getting to the airport on the big escape pod and leaving. Like,
yeah.
And then they all just look there at the end and well, there's a spoiler drop before this. I didn't say spoiler drop, my bad, but there's a spoiler drop somewhere.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
We'll figure it out.
For the end, for these dudes to come in and then they're all fighting, and then when the meteor just hits the side of the ship and it destroys it anyway, and then the soldier just looking at them like, well, yeah, guess we're gonna die. Like,
so you were gonna die anyway,
right?
You weren't getting on the ship.
You weren't gonna decide.
So you did all of this fighting for them to get fucked anyway. I think that's hilarious. Like, how dedicated are you to the system that you were willing to fight so that the rich people in the system can make it alive? Like, how little do you value yourself?
He'll send the pod back to me,
No,
I'll be good.
Like, how they convince them, like, oh no, the secret military pod is right here. Like, hey, ain't no secret military pod, bro. Y'all are dead. Like, I thought that was hilarious, man. I thought that was a very interesting way to see that play out. And a little bit frustrating, honestly, because I'm just like, why would they be defending this? That don't really make sense. But alas, such was the plot of the show. So I wasn't mad at it, but it definitely raised some of my eyebrows a little bit. I was like, I don't know about that one. Speaking of apocalypses, I'll make one last thing that I mentioned to y'all earlier. In every apocalypse in this show, except for the Havana Hills one, I think I have to go back and watch it again. And that one is a little bit specific because the characters are just used differently at that one. I wouldn't call them extras per se. A lot of them had actual motions and scenes where they had to act. If you watch any of the apocalypses in Loki with extras just in the background and around, there's a lot, like in almost every one, there's somebody laughing or smiling or having the best time in this apocalypse.
I meant to look through that and see what you were talking about.
Go look at Pompeii. If you go to the Pompeii apocalypse, you will see them just having a blast. If you go to the one on Lamentus 1, the only reason I can't remember specifically the Rocks Cart Havana Hills one is because that scene is so much darker. You don't get to see as many faces. And then there's like a couple of moments where you have people that aren't just extras kind of step in and take the limelight away. So you don't get as many scenes with just like survivors sitting around with their faces exposed in that scene. But everyone where there's one with survivors in the scene, you see them. Go to Lamentus 1. There's a black lady who she talked about. She's like, oh, we've been in this line for hours. They won't give us tickets. Right behind her, you can see a couple characters smirking. But in the second scene after that, when she's like, they won't let us on. They're only letting on the rich. Right next to her is a group of white dudes. Well, maybe they're white. I'm not really sure. But it's a group of dudes, and they just laughing it up. They don't seem to be bothered by the fact they're not getting on the savior ship. They like, whatever. Like,
hey, man.
And I'm like, maybe those are other time travelers who just trying to experience an apocalypse or something. I don't know. But them niggas did not seem bothered. And in Pompeii, it was the same thing. If you look in the back, you will see some niggas that are just laughing through this volcano erupting. And you like, bro, this should bother you a little bit more than it is. And it don't. You know what I'm saying? I said the thing already about them not reacting when they show up like in the middle of a courtyard through this magic door. And I'm like, they kind of explain that by saying, well, it's the apocalypse. Nobody will react to anything because it's the apocalypse. But if that was true, Buddy on the train wouldn't have reacted to anything that Loki was doing. So I'm a little torn. I think that's a small little plot hole in the show. But I thought that since they were in an apocalypse and nothing could change anyway, Loki could do whatever he wanted and nobody would pay him any attention. But that's not the case because Buddy on the train still called the cops. So
Snitch.
Things can still be affected to some degree in this. It's not just a cut and dry thing. So um but yeah, man. Um what did y'all think about the um the scene with the older woman in the house?
Oh yeah. So yeah, they I think they initially went up there. I'm just recounting because to see if they can figure out a way to the station to get off the planet. And old girl was just like, "Don't step closer." Oh, because Loki tried impersonating um the husband and was like, "Nah, he wouldn't say that shit. He's usually mean to me or something like that." I'm guessing what that is.
I think that's a movie reference. I just can't think of what.
I feel like it is, or at least in these. My interpretation of it is like, even though she's kind of, she's older, set in her ways, her husband been dead for X amount of time.
Yeah, something like that.
She still would rather have stayed there knowing the end was coming as opposed to trying to get up and leave as well.
Yeah, she wasn't even going to risk or bother trying to fight her way off, especially knowing I think she was, and I might be thinking about it too deep, but I do think she was kind of representing a little bit of the hopelessness of living through an apocalypse, in that he knew that the only people who even had a chance to get off the moon were the super rich and wealthy people. So she was just like, why even bother doing all this effort to try to get down to the ark and get on the train and get down? What for what? For what? What am I going to do? I'm going to go down there and fight and kick and scream? I'm not going to get shit. So I'm going to just sit in my house, keep my gun. If y'all try to rob me or bother me, I'm going to fuck you up. And I'm going to just ride this shit out till it happened. Whatever, when it happened, it happened. Like, I respect it, to be honest. She was a gangster about it. She shot both of them like it was nothing.
Yeah. Said, fuck out of here, this bullshit. You ain't my old man's.
She was like, nah, you ain't that. She's like, what do you devils want? And I thought that was a very interesting line because
devils, yeah.
When they first referenced to Loki, I wasn't saying that, but that is funny. That is really
that meme is still funny to me. People just be like, Mephisto, like if anything happening.
That is really funny. I only thought it was funny because the first time they referenced Sylvie, they showed her as being the devil. They pointed to the picture of the devil.
Yeah,
and that's why I thought like she was going to be in some like weird like formation or some sort of like thing. Yeah. But I think it's just because her crown has little horns coming off.
Yeah, some the little Norse thing.
Yeah, I think that's all it is. That's why they did the devil with the horns thing. But yeah, I don't know, man. I thought it was a good, a cool, interesting thing for her to just be like, yeah, and they even had a conversation about it. Like, damn, she's just gonna stay there and die, and it's just like, well, she's like, and she put it in perspective, like, well, they're all gonna die. Like, none of the people have a choice. Like, they're all going to die anyway. So why are you even judging her for her decision at this point when you already know nobody makes it off? There isn't a chance for her to make it off. Everybody on this planet is wiped out. So why would you judge her for just sitting at home?
Yeah, that's her choice for dealing with the end. Yeah, that's definitely. I mean, that's pretty deep in itself because everyone will have a different.
People will react different. Some people ride it out and stay at home as long as they can, and
some people just want to talk to everybody they couldn't talk to, or may want to make amends for years of being for whatever reason, for situations. Some might just
people
be like,
need that little bit of hope. Yeah, like, there's a chance I can get off.
Mm-hmm.
Say it again.
I was gonna say, the previous episode, she sent the reverse bombs to all of these places, right?
Yeah, we still don't. Well,
including this one, right?
Lamentis might have been one, but she would
wait.
But we don't know that she sent it to it at the same time. She sent that to, even if she did send it to Lamentus, the Lamentus they went to was during an apocalypse in, I can't remember the year off the top of my head, but the
Yeah.
Lamentus she sent it to wouldn't have
No,
been
the year
one.
that they went to this episode is 2077, and they only remember that because of Cyberpunk.
Yeah, and she didn't send, I don't think she
Weird.
sent any time bombs.
I'd have to, you know what? That's actually good. That's a good point. I'll pull it up real quick.
I'm looking it up.
Yeah. If you just find, I'm gonna just look up the episode and just skim to the end. No. All right, here we go.
What's the place called?
Lamentus 1.
Lamentus.
Oh wow, yeah, that's funny. I guess this was the last thing I looked at in episode 2. The little screen. No, it looks like they don't go to Lamentus. At least based off the screen. Yeah, all right, so cool. But that would have been something though. But that would have been like, it would have been really weird though, because like Sylvie's whole like urgency of wanting to get off a plane, being mad Loki of like sending him there by accident in the first place, she wouldn't have had that.
She would have had that. Like, oh, it's gonna be reversed anyway, so we'll have time.
Yeah. She knew that where she landed, they were screwed if they didn't actually get off. Yeah, that's true.
I wonder if another Loki comes and like takes them instead of TVA. I don't know, man. I could be overthinking it too. It'd probably just be TVA. It could be Mobius just being like, finally, Loki mofos, you know, bring them back or something.
We know it's hard for them to figure out, and there's no reason for them to know anything about Lamentus. Like, the only reason they knew about Havana Hill was, I guess, because luck of the draw. Well, either luck of the draw or she wanted them to purposely.
Oh no, they found out because
the gum,
the candy, the candy.
But I was like, but knowing the Sylvie we know, do you think that she dropped it there by accident or that she left it there for
as like a breadcrumb? Yeah, maybe it could be a breadcrumb.
I need you to come see what I'm doing. I want you to reach it as I'm getting closer and closer to my goal. Right? Because she said this was years in the making, and she never left a hint about where she was.
That's true. Yeah.
Ever. And then as she's close to getting her last couple, she leaves some gum. And you know, one thing I will say, a lot of this show is convenience, right? Like,
it is.
He has been doing this for years. They've never been able to catch up to her, and no one's ever thought of the idea of her hiding in apocalypses where they can't see. The timekeepers see all time, but they can't see any changes that happen in apocalypse. They never once wondered about that, thought about it, considered it.
I feel like TV Ages is too structured. I think maybe they and especially
I mean the timekeepers. Forget the agents that are all variants. I mean the timekeepers never once thought to themselves, somebody could just be hiding in apocalypses and we could never know about it.
Maybe like, timekeepers are just dead. They're just dead, and we just don't know until the end. And it's just
you think the timekeepers are dead,
or they've been gone, or something.
Yeah.
Maybe Ravonna has only been talking. So supposedly she's able to communicate still with the timekeepers, and if they're on that planet or whatever, and they have like the 2 or 3 huge ass statues that look like them.
I don't think they're on that planet.
Or okay.
I think that did we talk about this before? I don't know, but I think the timekeepers are hiding at the end of time.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you did say that. That was your theory.
I think that gold elevator thing, I think that might lead to like a special door or something that can take you specifically there. But I don't think you can just take a pad to the end of time, because you'd have to like know exactly when to go to, and you don't know when time ends. So, and you don't have all the records of everything, so there's no way for you to know when time ends as a regular person that's not privy to see all those files. So I think they would, I would, in my head, I think they would be hiding at the end of time. Or not necessarily hiding, but that's where they do their work from. You know, they operate from the end of time so that they can make sure that things always end up this way with them in charge and them in control and the TVA existing and blah, blah, blah. But obviously they're monitoring this situation very closely because they exist outside of time. So they should have been able to see this coming, but they thought they'd be able to break it up sooner, and now they haven't. And now Loki exists outside of time. And now 2 of them exist outside of time, and they haven't been able to reset them yet or delete them. So I feel like that's what's throwing a wrench in what the time keepers are, used to doing. So I don't know. I don't know, man.
I don't know. So I mean, it's clear. Oh yeah, and we haven't really talked about this. Another thing, probably the last thing I'll mention that was interesting episode. The episode opens up with B20, right? Or is it C20? The agent that
Yes,
was
yes. Oh,
okay.
Two things. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. Where it kind of, it's her having look like brunch or something with who we now see is Sylvie, and they're just regular clothes, and they look like it was like the 80s or 90s or some different decade.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're just talking casually about stuff. And and then that basically that was the whole thing where Sylvie was just in her head enchanting her, and he put her in a very nice place to keep her kind of locked in there. So it's like an ultimate artist suggestion type of thing, an illusion. But she was doing that just so she could find the locate, she could tell her the location of timekeepers. But it also showed, and they mentioned it later on in the episode, Sylvie does. It was actually towards the end of it before they do the whole CGI run through the city, where she basically confirmed that
very key information right at the end.
Very, very important information. Yeah, they're like all the TVA agents are variants. And then they had past lives, and they were, plucked, and they're put here to just be TVA agents. And that girl,
I'm shocked.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I didn't think that was actually going to play out that way.
You called it, yeah, because when I watched it, I was like, God damn it, Derek called that shit immediately.
I didn't think it would play out that way, but that's wild, because in my head, I'm like, how could they have created all of these people?
Yeah, according to Mobius too.
It just never really added up. And
Mobius had a stranger fiction to jet skis, and he kept talking about this 90s era thing with jet ski. I mean, were jet skis invented in the 90s? I don't know.
Yeah. Jet skis been around for a while, but it made sense. But it's like a longing memory that just made him still remember it, but he doesn't know where it even really comes from. He's just like, oh, it's kind of cool. It's all while I was just traveling the timelines. It's whatever. Like, no. You actually live. And the fact that he's so brainwashed that they let him freely travel through time.
Right. That's pretty crazy.
Travel around time, travel around different dimensions and shit, and go do your thing and come back and trust you.
It's also interesting. Everybody keeps collecting these relics from Earth or from
where they're from. Time. Yes.
Yeah. And they're all like human. I don't think there was many.
Yeah, they're all human.
I have to rewatch episode 1 or 2.
Yeah.
They're all humans.
Or humanoid, at least.
Humanoid. They're just they're at least human or humanoid, and there's no guarantee. In the MCU, we know that humans exist other places than Earth.
True.
Even though they're not Earth humans,
Xandar,
they're still humans.
I think that's the planet.
They're still humans, though. They're still, or they still operate as humans like us, even though they're born and stuff on other planets. But they're still human beings. Like, I mean, the people on Lamentis were human. They look human.
They're all human, just
even though they had different styles and colonies or whatever. But they were human. So, you can be human
like in Star Wars thing.
Earth. So, but obviously, most of the humans we see are probably going to be from Earth. Yeah, exactly. The Star Wars effect type thing. Yeah. Most of the humans we see, obviously, they're going to be from Earth. But that was crazy to confirm that for us, man. It was perfect.
Yeah, it was pretty wild. Yeah, you pretty much nailed it, and I feel like we're gonna get more of that.
I think that's what's going to
these next 2 episodes.
All of this happen. So here's. Can I predict something?
Go ahead, hey man. You about 2 for 2? Hey, that's we call that a roll.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
I might get this right. I might get this wrong, but what I think is gonna happen. Mobius or somebody from the TVA catches up with them on Lamentis. Somehow they figure out they're on Lamentis.
We'll see that like as things are happening, and we see it from their perspective, or sort something.
Of, yeah. And they figure out where they're at, and even though the timeline's already going crazy, they got people. Somebody catches up with them on Lamentis. They get to Lamentis, they get caught, and they're trying to capture Sylvie because obviously Sylvie set this bomb. They've got to get her in trouble and all types of shit, right? Before they're able to do all of that and fully get them out, Loki somehow strikes a deal. Now, I have a little bit of information that you might not have because you haven't seen the trailer. So I don't want to share that information to ruin why I think what I'm saying makes sense. But just go with me. Okay. I think that Loki and Sylvie I think Loki will be allowed to use Sylvie as bait. I think Loki will say, I think Loki can get out of this by saying, I went with my gut instinct. I followed her. We couldn't lose her. So I followed her.
I see
jumped
that,
in, I
yeah.
followed her. And I think that Mobius might give him the benefit of the doubt. Now, he might not be happy that he ran. He might not be happy that he followed her, but I did follow her. I gained her trust, and I tried to get us back here. And you got to remember, technically, he stopped her from getting to the timekeepers.
It's true. This is that's
And
right.
Ravonna saw it. So I think Loki still has a little more cachet in the bank than people might think he has. I think people think it's gonna be like the TVAC Loki, and
that's
now
it.
with Sylvie, that's a up or down, or I mean, maybe they got a due process. Who knows at this point what's right or wrong?
Maybe we'll see if that
with
does
Loki,
happen. Maybe we'll see it.
They might feel like you helped us catch Sylvie. Thank you. You ran. Boop. You're donezo. But I think he's got a little more will than that. And I think they will play that in order to get an audience with the timekeepers. I think the timekeepers, or maybe, as we've talked about in the past, maybe Kang the Conqueror himself, maybe
that would be crazy.
Address these specific variants to figure out how he can avoid this from happening again. And because of that, that's their chance to finally take out the timekeepers or whatever, or really deal some of those more damaging blows that stop Kang the Conqueror / the timekeepers from being able to manipulate the timelines and stop all the branches from ever existing and stop all these other dimensions and realities from existing. I think there's a chance of that. Does that sound too crazy? That sound too convoluted?
I definitely see the first half happening because Loki, I mean, that's kind of like half his thing. He's always about negotiating, finessing stuff, manipulating.
Right.
So I could definitely see that. The latter part, I'm not sure, just because I'm still unsure. Well, I mean, no. I mean, the thing about the King stuff, the thing about a lot of these shows, unfortunately, I think it's just general, like the comic book TV show. So there's too many hands in the pot, so people just see things. Usually, a lot of casting stuff gets leaked out. For example, like WandaVision, I knew original Quicksilver actor from like the X movies was going to be in it in some capacity. I just didn't know his character was.
Right.
So I haven't seen anything like that for Jonathan Majors unless they've hit it very, very well.
And I'm wondering, this might be the one.
I mean, at the very least,
snuck around on.
I could see them named kind of like how they've done. I think it is in the first Avengers. I think they name dropped Thanos in that movie. But we had the post-credit scene. That was like that. Older look, the variant. But like maybe they'll name drop Kang, and I'll probably know.
Yeah, maybe
when social media has Kang trending, and I'll be like, oh fuck, they did the damn thing.
They did the thing.
Yeah, like when we thought was Quicksilver and WandaVision popped up, X-Men and Quicksilver was trending all weekend long. And it was like, Jesus Christ. But yeah, I'm just saying, I haven't seen any of that. But that would be dope because things I've read up on Kang, he's a cool ass villain and could be another big bad that like goes on for movies. I could see that for sure. But anyway, I don't know. Yeah, a lot of TV stuff is still a mystery to me as far as like how they're going to go about it. I mean, we do know that according to Sylvie, all of the agents are variants in some capacity. They just have suppressed memories and stuff. Sylvie knew this when she enchanted into B20. C20. Oh God, the agent. C20. That one agent that got C20. God, letter in the number.
Sarah Lane.
Gotcha.
Who's Sarah Lance? Oh, that's. You know who Sarah Lance is?
I don't actually, or maybe I do.
Ian, you know who Sarah Lance is?
No.
That's Arrow.
Whoops.
Sarah
Lance
is the actor.
Oh, that's funny. But wow, brain fart. What's happening? Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. Bring it back around. Yeah, I'm curious. Yeah, since we know that the variants and how. Oh, that's another thing. Sylvie said that she.
What is telling them gonna do? What is letting Mobius and Ravonna? What if? And does Ravonna know? Oh, that's what I was gonna say when you said that.
Oh yeah, does Ravonna actually know? And she's just like, yeah, I know.
Because she keeps taking all the relics, and Mobius even said, why do you get to keep all the relics from my mission?
That's true. She's like,
true. I approve the missions, and he was just like, yeah, okay, that makes sense. And it's like, well, that don't mean nothing. You're not putting your life on the line or nothing. Why you get to keep all the mementos, and I'm the one out there fighting and capturing variants? That don't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
No, it don't make sense. But he is that programming. He was just like, you could even. I almost wonder if they did that on purpose with his acting, or if that was like a stylistic choice in how he said it, because he even said it kind of
Might be a
like
mixture of both, just because.
maybe because he even said it like almost like his brain was about to challenge it, and then they reset him, and he was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense." And you're just like,
Yeah.
"No, it don't." Like, what?
It could have. It could have been. Yeah. I have to rewatch that.
I just wonder.
Yeah.
I just
I'm
wonder.
curious.
But yeah, man.
Overall, good episode. Cool quirks here and there, but nothing to be like, oh man, I'm not sure about this show no more. Like, it's still going really
No,
good. 3 for 3. I
what I
think
will
two,
say is,
two is still my favorite episode, but this one still has a lot of good things it brought.
I know we were talking about a little earlier, Drew. I wanted to get Ian's take on it.
Oh yeah.
What? How did you feel about the last scene? I know we were talking about like power scaling earlier. We got to see Loki just catch a building and prop it back up on the run towards the end of it, even though nowhere else in the episode and nowhere else in this series has he actually displayed that much power. But randomly on the run now, he just can use his magic to catch a building or maybe it's not a full building, but to catch a very heavy piece of some structure, and now he gets to have it. It felt like the part where they run to get to the arc, for me it felt too choreographed. And I don't know if y'all looked at it the same way, but just from like the stances that they were taking, uh even when they first got there, they could have started moving towards the arc immediately, but they don't do that. They stop there and look for a while. Then Loki has to get up on that little like box thing, and he kind of stands there for a minute, and you're like, okay. And then they're like, we're just gonna go for it. And they're like, this is gonna be hard. And they're like, oh, we gotta go around. And then you're like, all right. And then now it looks like they're running through a theme park. And
Yeah, the theme park aesthetic.
that's the vibe I got off it. Like, oh, they're running through a theme park. They're going to, yeah, and you got the explosions. And yeah, have you ever been to like one of those, maybe not a theme park, but like
The carnival thing,
even like a carnival, like a haunted house, or I think we've even talked about it on it before. If you ever been to a what is it called? A tribulation trail, and they'll just like have random stuff set on fire as you're walking, and you'd be like, oh shit, the fuck is that? And you're like, yeah. Yeah, shout out to all the kids who had to grow up in church and you had the trauma of a tribulation trail. But if you've ever been to something like that, yeah, like this, that's what it looked like. Random fire coming out of place where you're like, okay, I can tell that's a real explosion. That's CGI. That's this, and it was just very easy to pick out, and it felt very choreographed. I still thought overall it looked kind of cool.
Yes,
but
yeah, visually,
it did feel very choreographed and very much like. Yeah, I don't know. How did y'all feel about that?
It did feel it looked deliberately intentionally cinematic. It felt like I'm trying to put the words to it. That's what I meant by like the pacing and whatnot. Like it felt like it felt drawn out, but everything was happening all at the same time, so to speak. It's like point A and point B didn't look like it would have taken much, but they deliberately threw things in there to extend that, scene.
So that they
like
just
the building falling and stuff. It was a lot of stuff that didn't really make sense.
Yes.
Like what you pointed out with the building falling, and
Loki's like, oh, no problem, slight work.
He's like, I got it, and he just caught it, and I was just like,
what? Why?
He didn't put his hands up or nothing. We didn't see no green energy or nothing. He just was like, I got it, and he just caught it with
and
something.
there's the soldiers. Like, why are you guys still fighting? You guys are still here. Like, why are you still fighting?
We're all here, and that planet is literally breaking apart and sending meteors at us. Why are you fighting me? Like, let me try to. If I jump on the outside of the arc, and I catch it, and the arc takes off, I'm gonna die when we get to space, right?
Yeah.
What does it matter? Like, let me try.
The only thing about that scene that made sense was the very end when Sylvie just walks away.
Love that. Best part of it all. Like, was the best payoff for me. She was just like,
walked away.
Fuck this. I'm done. Fuck it.
Everybody else is dumbstruck at what just went down.
And she's like, I knew this would happen because she's seen it happen, and normally she gets to warp away.
I don't even know why I even thought that I could affect anything. So yeah,
Loki got her and it made her feel like she could be the one. But it never
yeah,
had us on it. Hey, it still don't. It still don't got y'all on it, and y'all not making it off. Y'all should
yeah.
have came here first and plan. Try to get off with the Ark, then steal its power and abandon them in space. That's what you should have done. You didn't do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
In fact, the whole episode, I would say, felt like that. It was a point A to point B situation, but it was intentionally drawn out. But you knew what the end result was going to be.
I
I
think
see
it
what you're
was
saying. No, you know what? You're right because they land in the little place. Then the small meteor comes through, and then it's a point A to point B from that little house to the next little safe house.
Mm.
Then it's a point A point B from that little safe house to the little abandoned town. Then it's another one from there. Well, I guess there they meet the lady, but then they get to the train, and they kind of fuck around on the train for a bit, do all the bitching and the fighting, and then it's a point A to the Ark, and then we get even a zoomed in because they go from the beginning of the I don't even know where they are, the beginning of the town to the actual Ark
Yeah.
that's being guarded. Yeah.
So yeah, it was
Yeah, I don't know. I just
interesting
wonder
episode
what could have been the incentive for those soldiers to have been fighting so hard.
to be fighting so hard. Only thing I could think of is the maybe the ship wasn't supposed to leave so suddenly, but maybe the people on the ship was like, "Oh, we got to leave now. It's about to hit the fan. I don't care who hasn't made it on the ship yet. We got to go." And they just got left. Maybe they were supposed to get on the ship, but things escalated. They needed to leave, and I mean,
It
at
was
the
too many
end,
guards for them all to be making it on that ship, bro.
yeah.
They weren't all making it. You wasn't making it just because you was a guard. You better be a special guard. You better be fucking one of these rich ladies. Or one, figure it out, boss. But you better be figuring something out or one of these rich dudes, fucking one of them, because
that's the
you.
only thing I could think of
What
for
else are you getting
anybody
on this?
to. Why are you still fighting for these people?
And then when the ship got hit, they all just sat there well, like first of all, if you was fighting me that hard to stop me, and then the thing that we both needed to escape is now destroyed, I'm gonna kill you still. I'm killing you still. Like you're not just gonna get to sit there and be disappointed. Like I'm ending your life now. You this is your fault. It's not, but it is. Like it's your fault. I could have made it. I could have made sure that ship got off if you had just let me go. But instead, you held me up with all this fighting and all this extra, putting your heart into it. Yeah, bro, I'm using the last of my energy to kill you, bro, and then I'm gonna just go die in the outskirts again. Right? Go back to the outskirts and die. Why would you? Yeah, I don't know. That shit didn't make much sense to me, man. Ravonna, I do think she's an interesting character, man, because
We're definitely gotta see more of her in the next
we need to
episode.
see where she goes. I want to know how much she really knows or doesn't know. Part of me believes that she might know a little bit more than everybody else because it seems like she gets to see the timekeepers, but I don't think she is evil in her intent, or she might not know the true intentions of the timekeepers. But I think she does know a little more. She might know that everybody's variants, but she might not necessarily think that's a bad thing. She might think she might have been indoctrinated to feel like, well, it's a second chance.
The glorious
you can't
purpose.
Go back. Yeah, you can't go back to your old timeline anyway. So this is a second chance. You don't have to get deleted, and you can still live, and you can experience life, and you can still eat, and you can travel. And I feel like she's the one that they convinced this is your best option, or we delete you. And I hope we get to see everybody's backstories for how they became variants, because I need to see the dude at the front desk. I need to see how he became a variant. What could he have possibly done that made him a variant? That's the point I was making to you earlier, Draw, was I think that kind of confirms, not necessarily confirms, but you see some of the people that are in there, like the office people, not the soldiers and people, right?
Yeah,
you could understand maybe they did something on a crazy mission, got themselves a Nexus event or something, fine. But like the office dude who had all the Infinity Stones in his, what could that dude have done as a regular person to cause a Nexus event that mess up the whole timeline so bad that the timekeepers don't exist? What could he have done? I think the timekeepers basically just went in and was like, this dude's pretty lonely. He's got no friends. He's got no family. Nobody's going to care. Or actually, we're going to say this is a Nexus event and we can just pluck you from this timeline and nobody will miss you in this timeline. So we'll just pluck you and put you here. Wipe your memories and say, you're a variant. You did something wrong. Because, and the part that triggered it for me is in the when Miss Minutes is giving us that first rundown, she says, you could even be late for work. And it sends him off on this red path from being late for work. And I looked at that as like, well, maybe that's just like hyperbole, right? Like they just might be exaggerating. Like anything can create a Nexus event. You never know. But I didn't think they were serious. But what if they were serious? What if it really is something that's small as that they can, that the time, because who's checking the timekeepers? They just get to come in and say, yep, you caused the Nexus event. You fucked up. And they just walk into a planet and take you and say, yeah, oh shit. And now you have no memories of Earth or anything like that because they grabbed you at a time when your brain was so weak. And that's why I think they stressed how hard it was to enchant Loki. I think that's why they stressed how hard it was for Sylvie to enchant Loki, because he said, my brain is too strong. And I think that's the same thing. C20 obviously had a strong brain as well, which is why Sylvie couldn't just take whatever she wanted from her memories.
Yeah,
but it wasn't strong enough to fight somebody like the timekeepers.
Yeah.
Loki and Sylvie might have brains strong enough to fight off the timekeepers being able to just reset their memories, which is why the timekeepers are so hell-bent on deleting them and saying there's such a problem, you know? And then the question also is, what do the reset charges really do? Like, we see what they do in theory, reset the timeline, but how do you reset a timeline?
They base it up, they based off the, going off the sacred timeline path. They just pretty much, to my understanding, they only reset it back to that original point on the timeline, that before red lines. And I think when red line, supposedly they can't bring it back, but hopefully we see that in this episode coming up, because I always like, why would, so I don't know if you like, sometimes when it goes off timeline, it's a steeper line or line going higher to where it's like it's gonna red line immediately, and there's some that's like a slower Jesus Christ, a less gradual slope, and you might take longer to red line for whatever reason. That's just, and maybe it's just a visual thing to show difference in how they have to reset it or urgency, whatever.
I think my thing is in the actual application of the time stuff, because if the second that anything that wasn't supposed to happen, because if the sacred timeline is really the only timeline that they're allowing to exist, which is the way it's been explained to us, or at least the way I understand it, maybe I'm understanding it wrong, but the way they seem to explain it is that the sacred timeline is the only one that really exists, and they are stopping anything that could potentially affect the sacred timeline. If the timekeepers exist outside of time and at the end of time, how would they not see that a Loki being born a girl, or Loki losing its mother so early and either being born a girl or choosing to become a girl early? Because Frigga died so early, they said that Odin was a crazier father. So if that's the case, maybe Loki used his magic to transform into a girl, hoping to gain some more sympathy from his father, her father, or their father. That's the proper term, by the way, there. Okay. By maybe thinking being a girl will give me some sympathy from my father or empathy, and it might not have worked out. But just that act alone should have triggered the Time Van's authority to come in and grab her early. Go watch the trailer if
I'm trying to find this trailer you keep talking about.
It's probably in the Marvel channel
trailer.
Nah, it ain't there either, man.
All right,
really? Maybe they took it down because they're like, oops, spoilers.
I'll send it to you after this. I will send it to you after this. No, I don't think it's a leak because Emergency also made a video about it. I don't think it's a leak.
He did, and I had to skip around it.
Yeah, but sometimes people post stuff that aren't even.
Nah. When he does a trailer video, the trailer is out for you to see.
because I don't see it anywhere else but here. But
It's somewhere. I think they have a
somewhere.
channel called Marvel Entertainment or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you look at Emergency Awesome, he did it. And if you look, Screen Culture has it up as well.
Screen Culture also got Cursed Child, Harry Potter and the Cursed Child.
They got Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. What are you talking about?
A trailer.
A trailer.
Like a new trailer? There's a movie or something coming out?
Yeah. Well,
No,
I don't know if it's real.
No, Ian. That's
Look.
Ian.
I can't. The internet's. I can't with these trailers, man.
Where do you see Harry Potter and the Cursed Child?
A trailer. Is it like a trailer for like the?
You sure that wasn't like an
show?
old Ian? You sure that wasn't an old trailer that just showed up on, like,
People be making fan trailers. People be making fan trailers all the time.
No. Because YouTube, what'll happen on YouTube is if you go to like that page, it might show you an older video on the page. And if you go to videos, it'll show you everything in chronological order. And then you might realize, oh, that video is not like a recent video. It might have just been an old trailer. Because I'm looking on their page now. I don't see.
All right, let me see if I can find it.
I don't see an updated.
Delete that.
I see a Hogwarts live action series trailer.
Live action series.
Hogwarts 2022 live action. This isn't real. This has to be fake.
Yeah, absolutely. We would have known by now. We would have known by now. We would have
See how legit it looks though.
Promo trailer. Screen Culture?
No, it doesn't. No.
What does Screen Culture be getting? How do they do these?
No, it doesn't look like. No, here's the reason. I've seen these movies too many times, and you can tell where some of these
scenes are pulled.
Some of these scenes come from too easily, and it's like, this is nothing new. I would ever believe.
Fantastic Beasts. Some of the scenes are pulled from the actual Harry Potter movies.
Yeah, I would never believe that.
Maybe it's something on the app is like a promo app. On the Disney Plus, it's like a promo or something. I don't know. Or maybe it's on their social media. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I was about to say I really don't know where it is now. I have no idea where it is because
What? Oh, the trailer?
Other than Emergency Awesome, yeah, because that's the only place I had it at.
Is it actually trailer though? Because it's just like scenes from what we've already seen.
No, it's not scenes from what you already seen. No. Watch the Emergency Awesome. No, it's not. Watch the Emergency. If you watch that Emergency Awesome video, you will see.
It's gotta be from somewhere very specific.
I don't know where he got it from. I'm not gonna lie to you. I have no idea where he got it from. Oh, and actually, let me see this. Is this it right here?
Yeah, I haven't watched it, so you would know. Yeah, holy shit. Hot Damn I Rock. He did do a new Brotherly Love. All right, yep, we're watching that.
What?
After? Yes.
Okay.
Bruh. This era Kane Carter. Anyway, we're getting.
That's what I'm
my
saying.
bad. We're getting the other stuff. My bad.
Yeah. We were going off
the rails a little bit, but
completely off the rails. Yeah, we are way.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it would be here, but it's not here either. No, if you watch that Emergency Awesome video, you're gonna see some scenes that you did not see, you have not seen. I'm trying not to be a spoiler hound, like, and ruin it for Rob.
I'm not gonna look at
see it at all. So I don't want to ruin it for him. But there's a scene in there that you will see that is that there's a scene in that video that makes a lot of what I said make a little more sense.
Okay.
You learn a little bit about Sylvie in that it's not a bunch. You don't learn like anything specific, but it just shows you something that is a key point to what happened here. It's actually a bit of a spoiler, to be honest. Knowing that actually kind of throws thing off, but she kind of suggested it herself in the first episode or the second episode. Or no, was it? No, there was this episode when she was talking about her mother. She said her mother felt like a distant memory.
Interesting. Okay.
That should imply more. But I will just say this: we'll probably get to learn a little more about Sylvie's background and stuff like that. I think that's the end point. That's the period on where this is going. At some point, we're gonna learn more about we're gonna get to learn more about Sylvie and her background.
Okay.
Which I would have hoped anyway, regardless of if it was gonna help the story or not, just because she's such an integral character. And I honestly, I hope we get to see her outside of this in more of the MCU as well. I think she's really good. I think her and Tom Hiddleston have good chemistry.
Oh, that's new.
Yeah. Very new.
Oh, that's new too.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm glad not knowing things for once.
No, Jiraj just on an island by himself.
I'm just sitting here, just like my little
so they just
fire.
have the information and I have nothing.
I'm just like, I'm enjoying myself.
This
But
is
now,
okay.
I mean, honestly, it makes it easier because when I don't know, just the fact it's on Wednesday instead of Friday, even though it's like week per week, it's the same time frame. It doesn't feel that long because like usually Friday and then the whole weekend, and all of a sudden 5 work days, ooh,
yeah,
or just 5 work or weekdays, just anyway, yeah.
So there's a little moment there. So Ian, you saw it now. And you saw those moments at the end of that trailer that might put a little more context to a bit of what I was saying with how I think they're gonna get off Lamentus, or why I think they'll get off. Oh, you know what this is? You know what it is? It's like they I don't know if you were listening to it in your headphones as well, but it's like a little interview thing as well. So it's like because
I was saying it's just a bunch of interviews combined with footage you've already seen, but I didn't see some of the other stuff.
They've done this for the other.
I don't know where this is combined at anywhere. It starts off with footage, but it ends with footage we hadn't seen.
Yeah, I didn't make.
They do that. They did that with WandaVision. They've done it with like sneaking new scenes in. They've done with Falcon Winter Soldier.
Well, no, I mean, this was just because honestly, when I first started watching this video, I was like, oh, this is whatever. Like, how is this a trailer? And then when the interview started, I was like, oh, I definitely want to see this. But it's Emergency Awesome, and I was bored. So I was like, fine, I'll watch it. And then when this first scene comes up, at 1:04 into the Emergency Awesome video for anybody out there who wants to go watch it. Or Gerard, you just can't help yourself and you got to click 1:04. There, just a screenshot. Just seeing that was enough for me to go, oh, shit. And then you get to keep going and you see the scene right after that of someone coming through a time gate. And you're like,
all right, bet. 3 days, y'all, or for listeners, less than 24 hours, y'all.
Less than 24 hours, folks. Less than 24 hours. Man, if you haven't seen this,
I will stay vigilant and not
you haven't seen this yet.
Looking at I need to take Emergency Awesome off of my notifications. So when I click the bell, it's like, oh, new thing. No.
He be having the trailers, man. He be having those trailers. That's why I mean,
they're all good. They're all good, but it's just like, man, trailers. For once, I'm not trying to look at it.
Honestly, it's one of those things where I would even say, I feel like it's fair to watch the trailer. I feel like you could watch the trailer and just cut off all the shit he started talking about. After when the trailer ends,
I mean, technically it's not a spoiler. My rule of thumb, it's not spoiling. No, I'm not talking about Emergency Awesome. My rule of thumb is like, if the person who makes the show or game or whatever, they show scenes in their trailer, then it's not technically a spoiler. Technically, because I mean they're showing it. If they don't want you to know that, then it's a different thing. But still, just give me 3 days, y'all. Just give me 3 days.
You can't hear you, and you muted.
Oh yeah, you are muted.
I said, no, this is a big spoiler right here. It's pretty big.
Damn, y'all saying 2 different things.
And now I'm listening, I'm remembering everything that you said in this episode, and I understand why you said it.
Yes.
You're really dancing around with this.
Darn it! Thing. I refuse to look at that. I'm about to unsubscribe from man's account. I'm about to block his account from my browser. I'm about to
like with the
Yes. Yeah,
I can see that now.
I'm doing this right now.
Now it makes a little more sense. Yeah.
Where is this channel?
Hey, here's the thing though. I could be completely wrong. I could be completely wrong.
Or it could be completely right.
Or I could
As we saw in episode 3, they'd be like, "Oh, actually, Derek was a writer. He just ain't tell us until it's over. He's embargoed."
At the end of it, I tell y'all how I wrote half the shit.
Right.
No, I don't think so. I think
He
the
stole
Wild
his
have the
script like
DC
old buddy.
to be the Marvel writer. What do you say, Ian?
So they stole his script like old buddy.
Facts.
Right.
Facts. Shout out to Aaron. And the more diversity people over there, man. We fuck with y'all.
Sure.
Yeah, man. Anyways, this is going to be one hell of an episode of Chop Up.
Fun times ahead.
Let me know where.
Yeah, you know what, Ian? I think I will just push myself to get this done tomorrow, or by tomorrow morning, so I can tell you where the cuts are, and you can make the same cuts in the audio, because I think a lot of the cuts in the video will be the same in the audio too. It's not like sometimes when I'm just like, yeah, leave it in the audio, but I'll cut it out the video. Yeah. Anyways, man. Any final thoughts on the episode as a whole? Excited where it's going?
How did it get off the plant? I just want to know who's going to swoop in, or who, what little gold rectangle portal in there, who's going to come out of it. Like, I'm just curious at this point.
Yeah. Facts. I agree. Very, very hyped to see where that goes. Ian?
I think upon further observation, I feel like this was a filler episode leading up to the grand thing.
Yes. Now it feels like
For
filler.
sure.
God damn it, yo!
Yeah.
Like, they about to show us some real stuff next episode.
Next episode is that crack. This
episode we just came off of, and that's why I felt indifferent about the episode. But now I understand why. You know
I still liked it, but I always
it was
felt
cool.
like it was a commuter episode. The episode's whole purpose was to get us to the next
one.
And that's where we're going, bro. We about to draw.
This man said it's a bus ride to the real shit. My God.
This episode felt like the first 3 episodes of WandaVision.
I'm
about to
y'all gonna make me, y'all testing me.
I wouldn't say that. That's a little harsh on it, but
yeah.
I can understand the comparison though. I do understand the comparison.
Is it not to
No, but I do get it.
Where things flip.
Only reason I say
where
it's
it hits the fan as soon
as
the next,
Yeah, but right when the next episode is coming, and that's when it hits. That's what happens.
It has to hit though, right?
We
saw how.
But the show's been hitting.
No. I'm talking about like things just kind of get more serious and different level. Because after Sylvie just dropped all those time reset bombs in them different planets and different years. There has to be some ramifications. We've seen years we don't have no context for. 1980, whatever, 2,300 and whatever year. Familiar. That could part anyway. We've been here, so
you're not even talking about that, man.
Yeah, that's not even in the.
That ain't even what I'm talking about.
They not even worried about them bombs, bro. Them bombs is an afterthought.
It ain't got nothing to do with the bombs.
They don't got nothing to do with nothing. Fuck them bombs. Them bombs? Oh, she said them resets off? Oh, that's whatever, bro. That's a side plot, bro. That's
a side plot, man. It really is.
Big deal. Oh, Jesus.
Hey, that all them years she worked on that plan, that was cute. Hey, whatever, bro. It's something way different happening over here. And I'm telling you, like what I said, bro, is it's sinister, man. It's some sinister shit going on, man. It's some.
So this will be the best MCU show.
I think so. I kind
of saw the potential from the early trailers and like, okay, Loki, this time stuff. All right. Okay.
Yeah, man. Yeah. This.
You said expect the unexpected, man.
I think episode 4 would really throw us off for a loop, man.
That's what Tom said.
I honestly think that I may have some parts right, honestly, just because
Of course you do.
I think by what they've shown us, I think I have to have some parts right, potentially. But I don't think I got it all 100%. I do think there's potential for them to come in here and just twist it up some other way and still get us to the point that we saw, but twist it up. Like I put nothing past them, man. So nothing set in stone, man. I just, woo. Go Loki, man. Less than 24 hours, guys. I will get this up in the morning so that you guys have as close to 24 hours as you can. This will be up Tuesday morning, bright and early, 8-9 a.m. Definitely no later than 10 a.m. And definitely not after 11. But for sure not after noon. Okay? So, and definitely before 6 p.m. So you guys hold me to that. All right? It'll be up.
All right.
If this isn't
Sometime.
up by 6 p.m., get up.
Definitely before Wednesday.
Definitely.
100% confirmed.
Did I say which Wednesday though?
Oh my God.
Wednesday. It'll be up before a Wednesday.
Hey, Wednesday.
A Wednesday. I didn't say which Wednesday you was gonna get it before now.
Oh my God.
Nah, man. I'll do this quickly for y'all, man. Okay. 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 We're back. We're back. Last thing about Loki is I thought it was cute how she tried to see if she could trick the other Loki when he asked about the power source from like the little neon light. I thought that was a funny little moment, which was like,
that was pretty fun.
oh yeah, maybe. She was like, oh, I'm just checking to make sure the coupling is like, yo, when she said that,
They keep trying to.
I was like, yo, that.
He's like, come on, man.
When
Who
Loki
you
told
talking
that, when Loki took that, but I will say though, whether that was on purpose or not, I thought that was a good difference in their like manipulation attempts or whatever. Because when Loki tried to do his little fake, oh, this Loki is trying to draw me out because the Loki knows I'm more powerful and all that shit, that was like
That was
somewhat
believable.
believable. When she
Yeah.
said couplings, I was like, hey, bro, shit.
couplings. A
If
couple
you
of
watch
them
the
links.
episode, I think the moment she says couplings is when Tom Hiddleston literally goes, and puts his hands in his pocket, like, bro, who are you playing with? Like, yo, I'm Loki. Like, come on, man. Come on. We're not just playing some random towns person. Like, you playing with the wrong one for this. I thought that was hilarious. I thought that was really good. And I also thought it was dumb that the time pad had kind of broke. I didn't understand it because Loki had
no
magicked it away.
batteries. No one got a type USB or
Well, here's the
lightning
thing.
cable.
I
whatever.
understand it running out of energy. That makes sense to a degree, but fine. I can live with that. Even though she had so many, it's just wild to me that she didn't think to grab even one other one of the time pads. Just she only grabbed that one time pad. She didn't think of grabbing any more time pads at all. She could have taken 3 or 4 with her, but fine. We'll live with that. But now you're saying it breaks when Loki had it magicked away. I don't understand. I don't understand how that worked out, how they managed to make it break. I mean, I get it worked for the story. It pushed the story along, but I just didn't see how it. Other than I guess they're just blaming everything on Loki being drunk and not being like in 100% control of his powers since he wasn't fully concentrating on it or something. So maybe that's what it was. But I don't know. I thought that was interesting. But yeah, man. I think that is everything I got on Loki. Will y'all have any last minute Loki thoughts? Any
I ain't
last minute
talking to
Loki
y'all
thoughts?
until we all see the episode.
Keep it locked.
I'm gonna just be like, y'all have a great Wednesday. Oh man, other than that, nah. Looking forward to next episode, and
Aren't we ever?
Yes, man. Oh, you know what? Let's do this. Let's start a new segment. We got mid-season rankings. We got 3 episodes. It's a 6-episode season.
Okay.
Mid-season ratings. What are you rating it? Let's do our typical 1 to 10. Or no, it's mid-season. We're only gonna do 1 to 5. Let's do less room for manipulating. Either just this is more averages, right? Like just more because 1 to 9, you got a lot of space to be like, well,
That's
a 6
true.
is a 7, but in 1 to 5 is like, hey, a 4 and a 3 is
That's vast
that's
difference.
a big jump.
Those are 2
So
whole numbers.
Where y'all
out
at?
of 10.
Out of 5.
I'm 10 out of 5.
All right, so thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. And I am now currently and forevermore your host, Geronimo, and Father Dad.
Cool.
Because what do you do? What do you do when you just set the rules and then it just says fuck everything you just said?
Actually,
I'm just
I prefer
what I want to
numbers
rate.
with 2
I
digits,
prefer
10 out of 5.
like
Probably a cool. But yeah, it's that perfect to be honestly. It's
You really okay?
I'm giving it a 4 out of 5 because
I respect the rules. Thanks, Gerard. I respect the boundaries that were set by the person who asked the question. Good guy, Gerard.
9 out of 5.
And chaotic evil Ian. This is crazy.
just woke up and chose chaos.
I just woke up and chose chaos. Oh man. It's basically what the girl said. Go ahead.
I'm also gonna give it a 4, maybe like a 4.5 if I want to cheat a little bit.
Hey man, that's still out of 5.
Yeah, it's better than me. He gave it a 200%. Like
he said, "Oh, you know what's 5 plus 5? That's what we gotta get out of here."
All right, y'all. I don't know how many cuts you've seen at this point, and I don't apologize. We had fun doing this. I had fun doing this.
I had fun as well.
Okay. All right, y'all. So great episode. I hope y'all are checking out our YouTube. The E3 episode is still over there only because I was too lazy. Actually, I just forgot to upload the audio only version for y'all. That's my bad. So the E3 episode is still a YouTube exclusive. Head over there so you can see our faces, talk about E3. I'll get some clips for y'all this week so you can hear some stuff, man. Gerard's on the cover of that episode for a reason. So I'll make sure I post these Metroid Dread clips and stuff like that. Y'all interact with those. Let us know what some of your favorite games from E3 were. Did we miss a game from E3? So y'all hop on over to YouTube and check that out for us, man. I really appreciate that. I gotta remember to start saying stuff like this at the beginning of the episodes too. Like we want y'all to hit the like button and all that kind of stuff. I just forget because I don't think that way. I hope that y'all just like listen to us and fuck with us and like, yo, I'll make sure I hit the like button before I leave. Like that's what I hope. So that might be a little naive of me. And one day you're gonna teach me right. But right now, I believe in y'all that y'all just gonna hit the like button and subscribe and fuck with us because y'all fuck with us. We got 31 subscribers. I take that on YouTube. I take that. So I appreciate y'all, all 31 of you. God, smile at the camera. All right. And thumbs up. He only thumbs up on his time when he introed himself. Yeah.
Right.
Yo, Ian, one nasty thumb war player, man. And Ian looked like he elite. He a long ass thumb ass nigga.
This man working on FDT Father Dad time.
Thumb war, son. This nigga Ian, the chosen one. Yo, watch this thumb move like yo, what is up with this episode? All right, man. I appreciate y'all for listening, man. Thank you. Like, share, comment, subscribe, please. Most importantly, enjoy. Comment on us. Check out the YouTube. Please share with your friends. We appreciate you. It's been 2 Ugly Nerds, but it's 3 of us. Peace.
Drink water, man. It's hot outside.
Bye.